Dan Day.
With an legendary 83-point performance Tuesday night against the Washington Wizards, Bam Adebayo, number 13, the captain of the Miami Heat, sealed his legacy. That is a crowning moment in what has already been a fantastic career for Bam Adebayo. Where you at? I am Dan Day along with my cousin Vladimir Louison. Look at it now that you look at the broad spectrum of things. He is going to probably finish tops in almost every single category for the Miami Heat. He's already tops in some of the categories. He has won 2 gold medals. He has gone to 2 NBA finals. He has won multiple defensive awards in the NBA. And now with an 83-point performance, Vlad, that puts his name in the Raptors, and that puts him, in my estimation, in the National Basketball Hall of Fame.
I mean, I think he was heading there already.
But that is the legacy sealer right there.
I don't know if it's a legacy sealer for him, but he was on the path. I mean, he put his name in the record book, in the history book. So I think he was going to be, at worst, the second best Miami Heat player of all time.
And he still might be.
You saying 2 Olympic gold medals, so does D Wade have that as well. So I believe.
But I'm just looking at
and
his
D Wade
legacy.
has 2 championships. No, when you're saying greatest, like for the team or anything like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying his legacy.
His legacy
has been sealed with that 83-point game.
He's in the record books.
I don't see how you can keep him out of anything. Now, there is still work to be done. He does need to win a Defensive Player of the Year, and he does need to win a championship. I get that.
But that's the beauty of this what happened on Tuesday. It's that a team player actually achieved an individual, the second most points individually by a player in NBA history. So that was, I think, for us, the people down here, Heat fans and the people that follow his career, we appreciate it. Those from outside that are just couch potatoes, they won't understand. They won't understand it. That's why is it a legacy, mate? I guess for his legacy, yeah. I guess you want to say that for his legacy, but I was never looking at him as with a legacy other than down here, the legacy that he's set down here in Miami. Now you can't say nothing. Like when you're talking about most points ever, you have to mention Wilt, Bam, Kobe.
Legacy sealed. With that being said, a week ago, if you'd asked me, Dan, this week, someone's going to score 83 points in the NBA. Give me a list of 15 guys. I'll be honest with you, Vlad. He would not have made that list of 15.
No, he wouldn't. But I've been saying this all the time. Most points scored, highest points scored is against bad teams. And if you look at Tuesday night with what Miami had for rotation, players for rotation, guess what? He was going to be. You expected him to be the highest, the person with the most points, at least from the Miami Heat. Now, when you go score 31 points in the first quarter, guess what? All bets are off. You got 3 quarters to score 50.
In that blowout of a game, I wonder if anybody left early. It seems like I would think nobody would leave.
Nah,
you stay.
I don't think so, because once he got to 43, you got to stay for the third quarter. Now, there are people that probably did leave because they're like, oh, it's the Wizards on a Tuesday night. But that's what makes going to these games still great. That's why people will always appreciate going to sporting events, going to live events, because you don't know what you're going to see. Nobody had that in there. Come on, bro.
Everybody thought it was a throwaway game against the Washington Wizards. The Wizards
you expected it to win. Yeah.
No one's playing. It's a Tuesday night. Why would I go to the game? That's why you go to those games.
And then out of nowhere, boom, 30 points. Okay, great. You'd expect to be a blowout. Now it's 43 at the 31 points. Okay, great. And now it's 43 at the half. All right, let's see what he's going to do in the third quarter. Oh, he breaks the Heat record in the third quarter. The record that was held by LeBron James. So then it's like, okay, cool. I know Heat fans love the fact that one of their own, not a player that was brought in through free agency, but one of their own. The captain had the team record. But then when you score 9 points early in the fourth, then it's like, okay, you got 70. 11's not that far.
Great moment in Heat history, and it was a feel-good moment. I just felt really, really good. Before we get into headlines, though, I do want to say the road to the World Baseball Classic Championship is heating up. Watch Team USA take on Team Dominican Republic in an epic semifinal showdown March 15th at Lone Depot Park. Don't miss Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber go head-to-head with Sandy Alcantara, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Juan Soto. Who will earn a spot in the highly anticipated championship game? Be there to see who makes it to the end. Get your tickets at marlins.com/WBC. That's right. Everyone is gripped right now by the World Baseball Classic. It is now officially at Lone Depot Park. All the rest of the games going to be right there. USA taking on Dominican Republic as the USA got a win against Canada last night, 5-3. It was a fun game.
Okay. I was at the Dominican Republic versus Korea game.
That was a blowout.
It was a clash of cultures. And I love the Korean people, man. They knew it was David versus Goliath. They knew it, right? And they were just happy not to be no hit. They were happy to get a hit. The little, like, you hear the little, like, a little chorus of cheers. But the Dominicans, oh man, the Dominican Republic team, that is a all-star team.
Yeah.
The crowd was electric. Oh man, it was beautiful.
USA, baby. USA.
I can't wait for tomorrow night.
That's going to be fun. It's a 9:00 game, too, so let's get ready to party.
No, is it? I thought it was 8.
Okay, 8:00 game. Yeah, it's an 8:00 game. Tonight's the 9:00.
Tonight's the 9:00.
Venezuela.
Right. I don't know why is it so late.
We'll be watching. Hurricanes basketball team not very good last night as they fell to Virginia 84-62 at the ACC tournament semifinals. The Cavaliers, they play Duke tonight at 8:30, so some later in the night action. Speaking of action, Dolphins have signed long snapper Tucker Addington, also punter Seth Vernon, and former Ravens pass rusher David Ojabo. So Dolphins continue to make moves. Of course, we're going to get into some of the moves the Dolphins made this week a little while later. Panthers face the Seattle Kraken. That's tomorrow at 8. Canes baseball team could only muster 2 hits and a 4-0 loss to Duke. The 2 play again today at 4. Canes football team, have you seen the over-under on wins for this coming season, Vlad?
No.
What would you guess it would be?
10.5.
Beautiful. You were exactly right. They're right behind Notre Dame and Texas Tech, and they're tied with Indiana and Oregon. So have some of the best odds in all of college football. Excited about that. Marlins play the Nationals today. It's going to get started spring training in just a few minutes. Inter Miami played a scoreless draw the other night against Nashville SC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup game. Remember, Daniel Solana said any draw or even getting a goal would be good. So they've set themselves up very nicely for the second leg. That's going to be at Inter Miami Stadium Wednesday at 7. But before that, they have an MLS game against Charlotte. That's tonight at 7:30. Some points of interest in that one. Luis Suarez expected to get some minutes, and if Messi scores a goal, it's his 900th overall goal. Pretty good. Heat winners of 7 in a row take on the Magic tonight at 8. Winner holds sole possession of 5th place in the East. Norman Powell and Tyler Hero could give it a go tonight. Imagine, we were talking about play-inville, perpetual play-inville, and now tonight with a win, you have 8 in a row that you've won, and you're in 5th place, and you're trying to march yourselves out of the play-in and making you believe in this team.
Just keep winning. You got 7 in a row. Just keep winning.
Big event over there in Miami Gardens very soon, Vlad. Did you know this?
The tennis tournament?
Do you know it begins tomorrow?
Really?
Yes.
The Miami Open.
A lot of the preliminary matches are going to be tomorrow. It's going to conclude March 29th, and Venus Williams will compete as a wild card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's some cool stuff. I know you're a big UFC fan, Vlad. Did you see UFC is going to give away 85,000 free tickets to their June 14th event at the White House?
Why would you be giving away tickets for an event at the White House?
So for what I'm understanding is there's going to be, of course, paid tickets, but then there's going to be basically an adjacent field with a big screen TV, and they're just going to give away 85,000 tickets. So it'll look good on TV, or however it's going to look at.
Because I really don't understand how many tickets you can sell for the White House for an event in the White House. Yeah. In the White House, on the White House lawn, right? Yeah. People, regular patrons can't be on the White House lawn, bro.
Yeah, he can't have DJ Khaled out there like outside.
I'm just saying, you got to understand, Trump, 45, 47, and Dana White, they got to be protected, man. They ain't no let regular people just be around them.
That's an Is the fight card good for that one? Because I know we kind of talked about it the other day.
It's all right.
You're more into the fight scene than I am.
It's all right.
Just interesting. I mean, I'm not saying that's totally out of character because there's been all types of craziness that has gone on in Washington, D.C., in and outside of the legal process or whatever you want to call it, the government. But yeah, that one, it seems a little odd.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a little weird. Also, want to show some love to the ladies as always. The NWSL season did open this week. Today at 12:30, it's the featured game Gotham versus Boston. So always try to keep an eye on the NWSL. Throughout the day, we're really going to get into this Bam Adebayo situation. I don't even know it's a situation, but everybody's got something to say about it. Some positive, some negative. I don't know why I'd be negative. Once again, I don't want to tip my hand too much. We're going to talk about the moves the Dolphins have made. The Canes basketball team continue on. Somebody told me the other night, they're like, you think they're going to make the tournament? I was like, are you kidding me? Of course they're going to make the NCAA tournament.
Nah, well, the thing was they were still in the bubble up until Miami. Yeah, that's just looking at Joe Laurinardi's bubble watch. They were one of the first 4 in.
That is blatant disrespect if they don't get in.
Well, remember, recently they were finally ranked in the all season.
I mean, I don't care about rankings, but goodness gracious, their body of
They're
work.
They're probably going to be an 8-9 seed right now.
Their body of work is
anything. But if you look at their body of work, they don't really have. I mean, the only big win was probably against Carolina.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
They revenged their losses from Florida State and Louisville. They won a game in the ACC tournament.
But Florida State and Louisville, if you saw it, Florida State struggled to the end, even though they gave Duke
a run.
They gave Duke problems in that quarterfinal game. And Louisville kind of towards the end of the season.
It's true.
So it's an eye test, and I don't know if the committee thinks that Miami was passing the eye test until recently. So I think it'll be an 8-9 seed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about the seeding, but I'm just saying they have to get in. If they don't get in,
they should be in, but
ridiculous.
I don't know. But you have to also understand if some craziness happens where a team that wasn't expected to win their conference tournament,
that's already happening.
So they're, yeah.
Okay. Well, that being said, let's calm everything down and let's take a step into the day spa. You got to love a good love story, Vlad. Here you go. A woman in Arizona's husband had a massive brain damage in a truck accident. She has now moved on to another man, but says it's okay because her husband would want her to be happy. And also her new man helps her take care of her old man. So he can't talk. He can't say anything, but she's decided, just move on to a new guy. But she says it's okay because she knows he's thinking it's okay. I want you to be happy. And she gets her new man to help her out with her husband.
Yeah. You know what?
That's a lot of wrong right there.
I don't think it's wrong. I mean, if he's functionally not going to be functional.
So is it a love story?
What do you mean, for her and her new man?
For everybody.
She's still taking care of him.
Yeah.
So it's just that she got needs.
Would you consider that a throuple?
No, that's not a throuple.
Okay. It has to be more physical activity on all sides.
The other person has to be coherent.
Okay.
Yeah, they give you a throuple if it's the third person is not coherent.
Changing diapers, doing all that stuff. Oh, man. Yeah. It's interesting relationship. Very interesting.
Prayers to all parties involved.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Panthers are actually on a heater. Real quick, we're going to take a side step before we get into all the heavy lifting, and we're going to talk to the author of a book called Voices of Hockey. Broadcasters reflect on the fastest game on earth. His name is Kirk McKnight. We'll be back with him next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Panthers mania is real here in South Florida, especially with the team now on a 3-game winning streak and kind of alive in the playoff hunt. And we know if this team can get into the playoffs, they can do some damage. They got the Seattle Kraken that is going through tomorrow night right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. And hockey has never been more beloved here in South Florida than it is now, thanks to the Panthers. So I figured right now, let's bring in the author of an audiobook by the name of The Voices of Hockey. Broadcasters reflect on the fastest game on earth, Kirk McKnight. Kirk, tell us about this fantastic audiobook and what you've done with the whole workings of it.
Well, the book features 65 NHL play-by-play broadcasters, past and present, and I discuss with them or they discuss with me in interviews their most memorable moments, the crazier moments, and then we just compile them in basically a team-by-team history. And the audio edition, which came out in the last few months, now includes the run for the Panthers in their first Stanley Cup run. So obviously that includes the 23 Cup final run. Whereas the original edition, kind of the most memorable game that Randy Moeller shared when I interviewed him back in 2016 was a Game 7 loss to the Devils. So, I mean, obviously things have turned around quite a bit down there in Florida. So I think, Florida Panthers fans, if they felt like they got gypped when the first version came out, obviously they have plenty enough to listen to and look forward to in this one.
Who are some of the Panthers guys that you spoke to and that are going to be featured on this book?
Well, Randy Moeller, Goldstein's another one, Doug Plagans, and former broadcasters like Jiggs McDonald and Jeff Reimer are also included in this. So it's pretty stacked chapter. The Florida chapter is one of the longer ones, especially thanks to everything that's been going on the last few years for them.
Yeah, it has been a really great run for the Florida Panthers. Now, you were telling about all the stories that you've heard from these 65 different play-by-play announcers in the NHL from 32 different teams. What's one of the really crazy stories that stands out to you as you compiled some of the audio and just compiled this book?
Well, I mean, specific to Panthers, Zednik getting his throat cut back, I think it was in 2008 or 2009, and basically being the fortunate to be on that side of the ice where he could really just skate off to that and go right to the that 200 feet of ice can make the difference between life or death in a situation like that. And when you watch the replay and you see the blood spatter after that skate blade just kind of slices his neck, it's a scary sight. And as wonderful as hockey is, that can be a pretty scary moment to behold. I can imagine people live and in person probably had pit in their stomach feelings the whole rest of the game.
The Voices of Hockey broadcasters reflect on the fastest game on earth. Kirk McKnight, you live up in the Great Northwest in the Seattle area, don't you?
Yes, I do. Close enough to a Kraken game.
That's right. They got the Panthers are going to be in town tomorrow night. Are you going to the game?
I don't think so. I don't think I have the ability to go over to tomorrow, but I'm trying to catch another couple Kraken games before the end of the season. I've already caught 3.
Any chance either of these two teams you think can make the playoffs? Panthers can go on a wild run. I know the Kraken have kind of slipped lately.
Well, the way the Red Wings are playing, especially if they play the Panthers any more times, which they are one more time at the end of the season, as sad as to say, me being a Red Wing fan, I feel like the Panthers, the way they're coming on, they may snag that 8th spot or maybe even the 7th spot. The discrepancy in the Atlantic Division has been something that I've been keeping an eye on all year, and it used to be just 8 points that separated first from 8th place. And I mean, it's spread out a little bit more. The Leafs are obviously really on a downward spiral right now, but the Panthers and even the Senators are not out of striking distance. And the way the Panthers are playing, they're kind of being a Cinderella, or they're being a bubble burster right now, and it's pretty much going to transition, I'm guessing, if they stay this way, to not just being a bubble burster but being a bubble enterer.
Man, we are hoping for that down here in South Florida. One more thing I want to ask you, sports related. You are in that area that has a Super Bowl that they have just won. How is Seattle Seahawks mania up in the Northwest?
Well, you see, I live in the rural area, but it still reaches where I am. When you're in a rural area, everybody has flags on their front yard, like they're high school football. You can imagine, like in Texas and areas like that, those flags are all brandishing the Seahawks logo. So they're very proud of that. And they're proud that the Mariners actually made it almost to the World Series in the fall. That was kind of a heartbreaker for them, that George Springer home run. So all around the way, that it seems like they're a lot happier. And I believe their soccer team, or one of their teams other than the Kraken, Mariners, and and Seahawks are doing pretty well for themselves. So they're all happy. They're excited. They're satisfied. But obviously, when you win a Super Bowl, you're more than satisfied.
Yeah, but now we are focused on this Panthers Kraken game that is going to be tomorrow night in Seattle. Kirk McKnight, the author of The Voices of Hockey, Broadcasters Reflect on the Fastest Game on Earth. People want to get the book or the audio book. Where can they find it?
You can find it on Audible, but you can also find it on Apple Books. It's a little cheaper on Apple Books in the audio format, but you can get it on Audible. And in fact, if you don't have an Audible membership, if you get the free trial membership to Audible just to, for a week or two, you can get the book for free. So that's why I tell everybody, try, if they haven't got Audible, do it that way and basically get this 12 hours of hockey insanity for free.
Plus some good Florida Panthers chapters, especially of late. You got to check it out. The Voices of Hockey, Broadcasters Reflect on the Fastest Game on Earth. Kirk McKnight, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Let's go Panthers. Sorry, I had to put that one in there at the end. That's what we like. And we're going to do some what I like next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Tuesday night when Bam Adebayo scored 83 points for the Miami Heat, it was a feel-good night for me. You know, I work every night, whether it's trivia or DJing or just hanging out and working and doing things. I was at Riverside Market and Plantation. The manager, Chris, who's a big Heat fan, comes up to me. He's like, man, Bam might break LeBron James 61 most points in a Heat game for a Heat player. He's got like 35 at the end of the first quarter. I said, we'll see. And as the night went on, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Next thing you know, I was talking to someone. I turned around. I saw 77 points. I was like, oh my goodness. And then the talk goes, could he surpass Kobe? So Vlad, you know what I had to do? I had to get in my car. And I'm going to tell you, Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert, Alejandro Solana, Tommy Tighe, they were on their game. It was a great listen. And I drove back from Plantation and listened to the end of that game. And man, it made me feel good. I don't know what you were doing that night. It is really, like they said, one of those moments. Where were you when Bam scored 83? I was in my car on 95, and it was fantastic.
I was supposed to go to the game. I was supposed to go to the game. Couldn't. Gave it to my homegirl. She enjoyed it. And I told her, oh, man, I'm happy that you got to experience that. She was like, it was amazing. So it was, yeah. It's a great moment to me. Not only down here. It's a great moment in the NBA, and it's just sad. Just sad that there's on a Tuesday night in March when nobody had anything going on. You know, nobody's watching the ACC. Nobody's watching the college basketball tournaments because it's not the Thursday with the quarterfinals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when the big name teams will be playing, this is just like the play-ins just to see what seeding, who plays the teams with the bye. And it wasn't really a big game night in the NBA on the schedule. No,
but I was saying it was a pretty darn good night for the Florida Panthers.
The Panthers were great, but the Panthers, they have a pulse. That's it.
And they were dead in the water, I thought, at the end of the game.
But I'm just saying, put it this way, the Panthers were the Panthers that like they've been the last 2 years, and then you had that night. It'd been oh my God, one of the craziest nights. Great thrilling win by the Panthers, but what Bam did on that Tuesday night, dude, he had me watching. I watched the game, started watching, I'm like, damn. When he dunked on Sarr's neck, like on his head, I was like, damn. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh, there's no Norm, there's no Tyler, there's no Wiggins, there's no who else? There was another player out. It felt like. Well, Nico's been out. Mm-hmm. But you're talking about, but if you think 3 of your top wings, 3 of your top scorers are out, where's the offense going to go through? It's going to go through Bam. So the fact that Bam was aggressive and showed out early, he had 31. It's like, okay, cool. He's got 31. Now, I think we all expected after him scoring 31, this is going to be a blowout. But give the Wizards, I know Wizards have been getting clowned.
They fought.
Saw was battling.
Yeah.
Saw was battling. Like,
by comparison, but he had a good game.
He had a very good game.
Not by comparison. Nobody's
going to have a better game than 83 points. But Saw, that's what listen, people want to hate, go ahead. People want to criticize the Wizards too, go ahead. But if you're watching the game, you could see that they're actually competing. And that's what you want. You want actual competition, not some of the BS that the league has been having to deal with where teams are tanking and stuff like that. Well, guess what? That was a bad team that didn't play Trae Young, that Anthony Davis, I don't know if we're ever going to see them, but the ones that were playing, they were actually competing.
Yeah, they were trying hard.
Okay, 43 at the half for Bam. All right. You're thinking, okay, maybe he's going to go for the Heat record. He got the Heat record. Easy. Okay, cool. Now, for everybody bitching and complaining that he should have been taken out, this is the NBA. Has anybody not seen what happens in the NBA? Is any 20-point lead safe? Matter of fact, is any 20-point lead safe in any game that has 4 quarters? Because I know in football we've seen 21-point comebacks, and I'm for damn sure know in the NBA you've seen 21-point comebacks. You see that even in college basketball, and that has 2 halves. Therefore, you can't take anything for granted.
Where were you when Bam Adebayo scored 83? Text in 305-567-0560. You can also jump on the YouTube and Twitch. It was one of those moments that just made me feel good. Bam Adebayo did speak recently about what the past 48 hours has been after a world win of scoring 83 points in one single game.
Emotional roller coaster, and understandably why. But to be able to obviously move on to the next game, get the win, and and figure it out in a different way. It wasn't 83 tonight. It was 21. So if anybody's upset, I don't care. But we got the W, so that's all that matters.
Then that's the other thing. They get the win against the Wizards, and they get another win against the Bucks. And lo and behold, they're on a 7-game win streak with a chance to go on an 8-game win streak and be in 5th place tonight. Another thing that made me feel good after the game, he and Asia Wilson. I told you I love a good love story. I love a good love story. It made me just feel good. She's out there kissing him on the court. They did the press conference together.
That was a statement right there. That was a statement. It was like, here's the lady, here's the queen who has the most points in WNBA history.
Right.
And here's the man who has the most points, well, second most points in NBA history, but most points that I've actually visually seen with my own 2 damn eyes.
See, this is my thing. Of course, no one, and for those people that should know, but if you don't know, Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points was not televised. It was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, when
and
he
it
was
was
playing
against the Knicks.
Philadelphia Warriors. It was against the Knicks.
So if it wasn't televised, it never happened against the Knicks.
But the way Bam had to, fought and played all these minutes and had all these free throws, scored 83 points. How fast and furious must have Wilt Chamberlain scored in that game to get 100?
Well, first of all, Carlos V 3108. Thank you. Khalil Well was out that night as well. So that was 4. You had 4 guys. You had Ware, Wiggy, Powell, and Hero out. Those are your 4 main 4 starters, 4 main rotational guys. Second, I don't know what happened at Wilt Chamberlain game.
Was it just steal, foul, and one, steal, foul, and
it's
one?
Wilt. Wilt was averaging 50 that day. So
50.
it would be it's not crazy that he just doubled up on one.
I don't even know how you have that much time to score 100 points. Bam still needed 17 more points to even get close to 100.
He could have if he missed 15 3-pointers and 9 free throws.
Oh, he did break the record for most free throws attempted in.
And he was getting hacked.
Yeah, they're fouling him hard. They're getting their money's worth.
To the point where he passed the ball to Keldon Johnson, he got fouled. Did anybody remember that? So, yeah.
So the other thing, too, you have to also give credit to Bam and the Miami Heat. Of course, they won the game. And like you said, it's an emotional roller coaster. They could have easily laid an egg against the Milwaukee Bucks, but no, they continued their solid play in a very hard-fought game against the Bucks. So this Miami Heat team seems to have some mental fortitude and momentum going into the end of the season.
That's all good, but I need to see what's up with Orlando. Orlando has mind control over Miami.
It's been tough lately.
Yeah, they can make you do anything without even a signal. They don't even have to move a finger. They just think about it. You guys just lose. Boom. They got mind control over you.
But we're on a run right now. And
that's all good.
Feeling
That's all good. But if you lose to them, you're swept by Orlando, which is critical because you're battling them right now for the 4th and 5th seed. And you, like we said, this team is good. They said that they're too talented to be a play-in team. You don't want to lose the tiebreaker. You've lost the tiebreaker already, but you need this win just to have a full game ahead of them.
Yes.
Just be a 1 full game ahead of them.
And you just got to keep the good momentum going. And that's hopefully something that this team has done. They can rally around their winning streak. They can rally around their captain. They can rally around an 83-point legendary performance. And maybe, just maybe, get some really good momentum going into this end of the season and the postseason. Hey, look, crazier things have happened. And Bam was the one that told us we're better than a play-in team. And now he's seeming to talk the talk and walk the walk. So we'll get into more of the Bam Adebayo issue as time goes on. But something else that's been hot lately.
What's been hot?
It has been that World Baseball Classic. Vlad, you were at a game yesterday at Lone Depot Park.
Hey, by the way, Austin Wells.
What a bomb.
Thank you, sir. Because, I'm watching the game. I'm like, 6:30, great first pitch. At 6:40, I'm happy, right? But then it's like, all right, Korea's not going to win. Do I stay for all 9 innings?
Of course.
And I'm like, no, man. I'm trying to get out of here. You know how getting out of Lone Depot Park is. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's a mercy rule. I'm like, I don't think Korea's about to score at all in this game. 7th inning, Austin Wells hits the 3-run jack, 10-0. I loved it. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Out of there. Of course, man, I'll tell you, I was at Dubby's last night in Plantation. Justin, Angie, Val, the whole team. It's always a great time. And my good friend Louise of the Wolfpack, he and his wife, Lourdes, showed up. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you were here. I was like, well, what are you doing here? They're like, I came to watch USA versus Canada. People are showing up to bars watching these baseball games because it really is some high-class baseball.
It's not only great quality baseball. Dude, I'm looking at that Dominican team. I'm like, come on, man. This is a effing MLB All-Star team, bro. You look at the Americans, they're all-star teams.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're playing for national pride.
And
that adds a lot.
I didn't think this World Baseball Classic would continue to be I didn't think it would continue garnering eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like still have the same type of attention that it did in the beginning. I think it's gained more attention now because the fact that I think a lot of players all throughout the world, their patriotism, they love to play for the flag.
That's the thing. They want to play.
Right. And this is their only opportunity to be to play something that's close to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's close to the Olympics. I don't think the World Championships aren't as big as they once was. But the Olympics, I think every kid, whether it doesn't matter if you played any sport, you know every 4 years what that competition is all about. And the fact that now it used to be for only amateurs, now professionals are able to play. They want to win that gold. Winning that gold to some is more important than winning that championship ring.
We've heard from Luka Doncic. If you're a Lakers fan, good for you. So it got to be bases loaded, 2 outs. I think it was the 5th inning. Alex Bregman comes up to bat, and, well, he makes contact with the ball.
Ground ball, left side. Toro with a diving stop to his feet. Heaves it high into the dugout. And Team USA cracks through. Harper in, Judge in. Schwarber over to third. Well, he puts it in play, and once he makes this diving stop, it was going to be had to be a perfect throw, and he had to get rid of it as quickly as he could, and the ball sails on him. He gets to it, and when he gets up, he knows he's got to be quick, and that ball just sails.
So as you watch it in real time, it looks like it was an error, and the United States gets the 2 runs in because of the wild throw that the third baseman made. But on further review, I think Alex Bregman beat out that throw, even though it was a mile high. Don't get me wrong, but I think Alex Bregman would have legged it out even with a good throw.
Dude, think about it. It's March. These guys still have 162 games to play. And have you seen some of the slides that Bregman and Juan Soto, who's somewhere in South Florida right now, somewhere in South Florida,
drinking Celsius, running around,
handing out Celsius. Man, watching Juan Soto yesterday, I cried, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Cried?
Yeah, man. I was emotional. I miss him.
He was great for the Yankees for half a season.
For one season.
Was it one or was it half?
It's a full season.
Oh, he got a full season there.
Yeah. You think I'd care if it was a half a season?
I mean, he had a good
I would
run.
be halfway
he made
emotional.
it all the way to the World Series.
He helped us. He helped them. He helped him and Judge. They let us to a World Series, and then they couldn't field in Game 5. But nonetheless, Juan Soto's just all around South Florida right now, somewhere in Miami, maybe in Brickell. I don't know, just handing out Celsius to
Well, USA Dominican Republic better drink that Celsius tomorrow. That's an 8 o'clock
what
game.
A game! 8 o'clock on the FS1. I can't wait. I will be there.
There's going to be a lot of fans on both sides in the crowd, man.
I want to see if the American crowd, the fans, are going to be out there tomorrow.
Oh, they will. They've been out all over the place.
The Dominicans show out.
Yeah.
I was with them. I might as well.
It's their biggest sporting event.
We share an island.
I'm going to say it's their biggest sporting event. Yeah, you do.
Hispaniola, you know what I mean? I saw it. It was beautiful.
Is there a bigger sporting event for the Dominican Republic? No.
No, there's no bigger.
No bigger. So yeah, they're going to show out. And I heard it's wild and it's fun. I've seen pictures.
And I just want to make sure if the Americans will be out there.
They
American fan, Team USA.
They will. Proud. Got to be proud, man. Represent. Get those good vibes from the hopefully the hockey team can't be there because they're all back with their respective club teams. So that would be cool though if they honored the USA hockey team at the 7th inning stretch or before the game. That'd be cool.
Rod Power, they're gonna be absolutely wild tomorrow. Listen, man, they're walking around the concession stands, playing the drums, playing the music, playing the instruments. It's unbelievable. Shout out to the doctors also in the Dominican.
Gonna be fun. Ooh,
If you know if you know, you know.
You got to talk about one of my fellow Cajuns. Now a New Orleans Saint.
Ooh, wait a minute.
His name is, well, let him tell you what his name is.
So growing up, it's Travis Achan. So it'd be like Achane. And that's how you always said Travis Achan. But when I went to college, I kept telling them my name like every day. And like after like 4 weeks, they just couldn't get it. So I'm like, man, it's Etienne. Like, is how you see it is how you say it. So that's how that became.
So for all these years at Clemson and with the Jaguars, it's been running back Travis Etienne. Saying that's not right.
It's Achan.
Achan. Kind of like
Achan.
Devon Achan.
Right.
Who we called A-Chain when he first started on this team.
Well, that's because, Achan sounds Creole. And he from Texas. Travis Etienne, whose real name is Travis Etienne Jr. He's Creole. He's Haitian.
So
he's Haitian.
That's why it's
Achan. Achan. Yes, Achan Jr.
But it's spelled E-T-I-E-N-E.
Let me ask you this question, though.
No, look.
He has a brother. Is his brother going to change his name, too? Because his brother's in the NFL as well.
His brother needs to change his name. You need to be on the same page.
They got to be, you can't have an Achan and an ATN being brothers, and you're like, wait, what?
Not right.
Y'all spelled it the same, so I know y'all got the same fathers.
Yeah. It is weird, though, because some Achans want to be called Achan, and some call themselves Etienne.
I don't know.
It's because of the
Let me ask you quick. Which one sounds more Creole? Because Etienne
sounds very Creole.
But Achan
sounds somewhat Creole.
That's a good question.
I don't know which sounds more Creole. We should be the judge since
I am. I'm Haitian. I'm 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
since we're both Creole. Etienne or Achan? Etienne just has some.
Etienne sounds very Haitian.
Very like French connection.
It's very Creole. Like I know, but Achan
sounds a little more American.
No,
but it's actually the correct pronunciation.
You know what it does? It's the correct pronunciation, but it sounds like you're trying to Americanize.
Yeah, you're trying to. What is the word that they always use to tell us what to do when we're trying to be more Americanized? Is not associate. Not people always love to get this right. So 305-567-0560. Assimilate. They want to assimilate.
Yes,
maybe.
Yes, that's the word.
Assimilate. Big Lynn would say assimilate. Go out there and assimilate. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I didn't know another man. Nonetheless.
But shout out to him. I'm happy that he's in his home state, so he knows that it was probably the perfect time to announce this when you're back home.
Well, he did also go in the press conference. He goes, it's good to be home now because people know how to pronounce the name. And I was like, something I'm trying to do. But yeah, I'm all for people having their last names correctly pronounced. Last but not least, we're going to end it on an ugly note. The other day at a championship football match in Brazil, things got ugly on the field.
Tocou, Matheus Pereira arrumou perna direita, bateu, pegou Emerson! Pegou, largou e voltou a defender e fecha o tempo. Ele atropela ali praticamente o Christian.
So what he was saying is, guy ran into the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper double-kneed the guy while he was on the ground, and then a huge brawl broke out, resulting in 23 red cards, Vlad. 23. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. How many players are on the field at one time in a soccer game? 22.
Oh, somebody from the bench got beat up.
There was a lot of people fighting.
Yeah. Is that the one where like somebody came out of nowhere and came with like a flying oh, that's that fight.
I saw a lot of missed punches too, though, in that fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, have you ever been part of a brawl?
But I saw a lot of sucker punches too.
Yeah. Have you ever been a part of a brawl, Vlad?
Yes.
It's the scariest thing you're ever going to be in your life.
Okay. Here's the thing about the brawl. If you're dolo, yeah, it's scary. If you're with somebody back to back, like Ken and Ryu, you got to do it. You know what I mean? Back to back, like Styles and
So this is kind of
Jada.
This is kind of the anniversary of a brawl for me.
But yeah, it's scary. But because you got to make sure. And by the way, if your people's around you, listen, because they telling you, watch out from behind. You hear that? Duck. Like that's the crazy part.
Sometimes you don't even know if they're on your side or the other side. Sometimes nobody knows anything.
Oh, no one. But you just don't want to bet. You don't want to get caught with a
blindside hit.
A blindside hit. That's the one. Because when you don't see it coming, you're done. You're done. But
23 red cards.
Red cards.
Jeez.
Yeah. Woo.
This is the thing, though. People like when it happens on the soccer field, people celebrate that. Like they're passionate. When it happens on the basketball court in the United States, it's terrible. It's an abomination of sports. Have you noticed that? I think it's all terrible when a brawl breaks out at any sporting event, much less, 23 red cards. It's just so
Crazy.
passionate. But yeah, this is like maybe like I don't even know, like 14-year anniversary of the last brawl I was involved in. Now, let me explain. It was on a St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh man, there's so many geez, they're always St. Patty's brawls, bro.
Yeah, well, of course, you've been drinking and everything. And I'm an innocent bystander. I'm actually broadcasting live on the radio from the parade. And I see some people talking some noise, and then it starts going. And I was like, oh, I'm not too far from it, but I'm far enough away. But then it starts growing, and it starts growing. And next thing you know, Vlad, it's like a wave coming at you.
Then you looked for it. You looked for it.
I was like, I got to get out of here, man.
You looked for it, and they found you.
So then as there's, I'm kind of pushing people, ducking and moving. I see people start laying on the ground. And I'm like, well, why would you want to lay on the ground during a fight?
They got dropped.
No, the police were coming through with taser guns, just whop, 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 getting everybody. I was like, wow. And got out of that. And I made sure I had my fingers and my hands and my toes. And I was like, okay, let's try to avoid brawls for the rest of my life.
Yeah, my brawling days were over, man.
You'll take a punch every once in a while in a brawl. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's when you were just all dumb, young, and liquored up.
Yeah.
Or probably, other things. But now, I
don't need it. I don't need it, man.
Bro, come on, man.
Well, that's what we like.
Listen.
We don't like brawls, though.
I saw one of my boys get beat up. Well, I didn't see him. I heard a story where one of my boys got beat up. Older. He's older now. And, some young guys came in. They were talking, whatever. And it's just like, all right. When these young Thundercats want to start acting up, man, just get out of here, bro. Let these young boys act out, whatever. But nah, he wanted to test his might. His might got tested. And it was,
Not good.
And when you're old and you get beat up, ooh, that thing hurts.
It probably takes you like a week and a half to just.
It takes you at least a good
again.
2 weeks just for you to be normal
like
again.
Physically, mentally, you'll never get over that.
Your 20s, you were just all
right. Let's go.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Put some ice on the swelling. That's it. You're good to go. Boom.
No.
Nah, when you're mid 40s, mid to late 40s.
This is the thing. When you get about like 35,
everything hurts.
If you trip on the concrete, it takes you probably about a week and a half to physically recover.
Okay.
You tripped and fell one time, and it took you you had to go to the hospital.
Dude, my back. Listen. Okay.
Old man radio.
It's not, you trip, right? If you stumble.
Yeah, stumble.
The fear is not you falling. It's the fear is of you have scared of like, oh no, I'm about to fall. How am I about to fall? And is it going to hurt or break anything? Before when you were young, you fell, all right, boom, you get back up.
Yeah.
Now, the fear is while you're scared while you're falling because you don't know how you're going to fall and what's going to hurt after the fall.
Yeah.
That fear is
your heart is just
You ever see somebody's face like older, 40 or old, 35 or older when they're about to fall? Oh my God. It's bad.
I don't need to see that anymore. Oh, we're going to get more into Bam's big 83-point night. Also talk some Dolphins. We going all the way till 4 o'clock today with my cousin Vladimir Lewis. So I am Dan Day. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM. Lot going on in and around the sports world. 305-567-0560. You can also jump on the YouTube and Twitch and make comments. That's 104.3 WQAM. Vlad and I were talking about falling at our advanced age, or getting advanced age when you're not young anymore. 561 said, how about when you take a step and don't realize you're stepping off of a step? Your lower back's going to be hurting. Your knee, your back, your ankle, your elbow. Yeah, when you miss a step.
Oh, when you miss a step. That fear, man. Oh, my
Just
God.
thinking about it right now, I'm like, oh, no, please.
Especially at home, when you think you know every step, and it's like, oh, don't. Listen, here's the other thing. As you get old, turn on the light. Stop walking in the dark. Stop walking down the steps in the dark.
I got to start listening to you more often.
Yeah, don't think because I know my home. No, stop. Turn on the hallway light, or whatever, the staircase light.
Yeah.
Just turn it on. It's better for
Swallow
you
your pride.
It's easier.
It's better be safe than sorry.
It's easier.
305 texts in about the World Baseball Classic. Most of the guys on the team, Italy or Israel, they are from the U.S. They couldn't make the U.S. team.
Of course, because clearly some guys are Dominican. They couldn't make the Dominican team, so they had to go to Brazil. You know, we get it. Country pride.
Yeah. To me, that would be just the great. I mean, like what the Olympic hockey team did was just unbelievable. It was just so great. So, also, let's see who's jumping in on the YouTube and Twitch. 305-567-0560. We got RVA Richie talking about European soccer, which has been fun this week.
Yes, it was great to see my team, Real Madrid, undermanned, playing without Mbappe, Bellingham, a lot of their great players. They're hurt. They still somehow managed to win 3-0 over Manchester City.
Well,
This might be Pep's last season, by the way.
Yeah, Chelsea got smacked by PSG in the first leg.
I didn't understand that. That was a good game. I thought maybe you guys could just get away with a 3-2 loss heading back, but geez, you gave us 2 goals at the end. It was just
Inter Miami had a big one against Nashville SC. It was a scoreless draw. We'll talk to Daniel Solana tomorrow. Kind of get what we need to look for in Inter Miami's game tomorrow. First of all, it's an MLS game against Charlotte, but then their second leg. Yeah. Oh, it's tonight. I'm sorry. Tonight.
I believe it's tonight.
And then the second leg is Wednesday against Nashville SC. I mean, obviously, you win the game, you advance, but we'll get all the different goal differential and all the other craziness that's going to be put in there. Because, as you know, each tournament has its own rules when it comes to soccer. It really does, because some go to extra time if it's tied at the end of regulation. Some go straight to PKs. Some they dance in the middle of the field and there's a fight to the death. You know, it's just different rules.
Oh, really?
No,
like
that,
Kiwi Warriors or something?
That's some of the other countries. You know,
okay.
I don't want to talk about it right now. But yeah, so that's kind of going on. Oh, and one more thing, and although this is not really sports related, so we're not going to stay on it too long. I was on these airwaves and YouTube and the Twitch a couple of maybe a week or two ago, talking about how one of my goals in life is to meet legendary Miamian DJ Laz. You guys did a great job. You inundated DJ Laz's social media with clips of me saying that, and DJ Laz and I, along with his wife, met up and had lunch this week.
I'm happy for you.
And look, Vlad, I even told DJ Laz this. I might even drop the Laz in there every once in a while. I said, I've done a lot in my life. I don't have a lot more life goals to accomplish. I've been to the Super Bowls. I've met all the big star players. I've been in the same room with these guys. I've gone to music festivals. I've interviewed some of my heroes, as far as like Perry Farrell of Jane's Addiction. I've been around them all. I said, this is one of my life goals, is to shake your hand, DJ Laz, look you in the eye and say, your music hits. And that's exactly right. Walked up, he looked me right in the eye. I knew it. He put his hand out. I said, I know he actually watched the clip. That's what I was so excited about.
You know what's funny, right? Is that I know Laz.
Great guy, by the way. First of all,
absolutely a real G. Like absolutely just a real down-to-earth good person. But it's funny because Laz is Laz. So seeing you fanboy for Laz is a bit funny to me.
It was just an inspirational story, man. For both of us, I think. Because he's an inspirational story. But for me, someone that aspired to meet DJ Laz, had lunch with DJ Laz. He's even got a children's book out, man. Dude's doing it all. About to go on tour with Pitbull around the world. Around the world.
Nah, he did a lot. He's done a lot for a lot of the local talents down here who became national big time stars. So yeah, shout out to Laz, man.
I'll give you one anecdote, and I don't think this is too much of a crazy anecdote out of the box, but so DJ Laz says Uncle Luke calls him up one day. He says, I got this blue-eyed kid in the ghetto that wants to be a rapper. I think y'all should meet up. So he says Luke shows up with Pitbull, little 19-year-old kid in the Power 96 studios. This is all Uncle Luke did. Also, by the way, Uncle Luke, all-time great.
The mayor
said, you Cuban, figure it out, and walked out of the room.
What was so difficult about that?
That gives me goosebumps just knowing that happened, man. That's the origins of Pitbull right there.
Yeah, born and raised.
Whew.
That's why it's always funny to me because people forget how he was a really good rapper.
Oh no, he was a hardcore rapper.
Yeah, no, he was good. He had bars.
I watched 106 in Park. I know.
Born and raised. Like, yeah, that was and then him and his team did they realized they formulated a plan, and he's Mr. 305, and he's the international star that he is, and
one of the hardest working men in show business.
Yes,
does not stop. So okay, that was just kind of the
shout out to DJ Laz, shout out to Uncle Luke,
shout out to Pitbull,
and shout out to the 305.
Yeah, that's representing, man. That's what I'm talking about. For as much as people want to say, everybody in Miami lives that fast, crazy, you know what? There are good people here in South Florida. So if you're listening from another part of the world and you're saying, man, I don't know about South Florida, there are really good people here in South Florida. And I like to think that Vlad and I are two of them. But
I'm not.
Okay, so Vlad is not one of them. I like to think that I am. And there's definitely, even with the fame, the elevated fame, we have humble, good people here in South Florida. So don't let all the glitz and glamour sometimes fool you. So, yeah, cool story. Hurricanes basketball team, they fell to Virginia 84-62 in the ACC tournament semifinals.
Wasn't close. Yeah, they got their ass kicked.
They were down by 20 the whole game. Yes, it was tough. Cavaliers will play Duke tonight at 8:30. Maybe the Cavaliers have it in them. I don't know. Duke is pretty darn good, man. Although they haven't been good in this ACC tournament.
Well, they did suffer an injury to one of their key players. I think their guard.
But they haven't been overwhelmingly good in this ACC tournament.
Florida State
gave them a little trouble.
Not a little. It gave them a whole bunch of trouble. It was lucky that shot was after the buzzer.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Good ACC tournament final. Big East tournament final tonight. UConn versus St. John's.
We got some good semifinals going on right now.
You got, what do we have? Florida versus Vanderbilt?
SEC tournament semifinal. I know Arkansas won last night over Oklahoma. So did Florida. Florida took care of Kentucky. Florida looks like just a steamroller right now.
Dude, they now went from being, what's going on with Florida to now, oh my God, they might repeat and they're going to be a number 1 seed.
With that being said, they're down 8-6 to Vanderbilt. So just keep that in
mind. They'll win.
I'm not doubting that one too much. Dolphins, not the super sexy signings that you want, but they got long snapper Tucker Addington.
Who?
Punter Seth Vernon.
What?
And former pass rusher of the Baltimore Ravens, David Ajabo. Now, he was a second-round pick out of Michigan. He just never panned out in the NFL. No. But everybody loves a redemption story.
We'll see. All right, Bob.
I'm just surprised he's not from Green Bay. Like, what's going on here, guys?
What? Yeah, the South Beach Packers.
They're breaking character. What are y'all doing? Sign another guy. I know they got Tutu Atwell too the other day.
Well, I noticed that they bring a lot of
South Florida guys.
A lot of South Florida guys back home. So that's a good thing. They recognize the talent that's spawned out here. So bring them down here.
And that little extra pride, a little home cooking, that helps.
And they might take a little more of a discount because they're coming back home.
Now, look, Malik Willis might have taken a little bit of not a hometown discount, but it might have taken a little bit of a discount. There were some other teams that were pursuing him. He said, I'm not going to say what those teams were. I'm just going to say, nah.
No, I love what Malik did in his press conference today. We're going
to do it tomorrow. We're going to listen.
Thursday.
We're going to get in depth to what Malik Willis said tomorrow. But yeah.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, this is our first full 4-hour show.
We got 8 hours this weekend. And we got a lot to cover. I woke up excited this morning for a lot of reasons, but I woke up excited this morning.
Okay.
We got a lot.
Okay.
Panthers, they face the Seattle Kraken tomorrow at 8 o'clock. This is the first time.
Big West Coast trip.
First time these two teams will face each other this year. Believe it or not, all the way in March 15th.
Well, Oh, damn. That means Seattle's got a late trip to South Florida.
They're coming in the 24th.
Damn, that's a long trip, bro. That's the farthest trip in the States.
Imagine driving it. Imagine driving from Miami to Seattle
it takes
with animals in the car. That would be a drive, man.
5.5, 6 hours maybe from
What if you
Seattle.
have animals in the car? Oh, no, these guys don't because they're hockey players. They're flying. But just imagine
Talking
that
about
ride.
all the way to northwest.
That's
to the
terrain.
southern.
Through the mountains. Just getting through Florida's a beast.
It's like this, bro. You're doing the John Travolta.
But if you're trying to get away from someone, that's a good thing because you're as far away from them as possible.
You're doing the John Travolta when you do
That's
Saturday Night Fever. Like when you that's a long trip. But look, big trip for the Cats because if they can win 3 out of 4 here,
they still have a pulse.
you're breathing.
You just can't give up. I can't get. It's like I just like the Ray Charles song. I just can't stop loving you. I've made up my mind. Like we can't give up on them yet until they're dead and buried.
They've got a pulse.
They've got a pull, and they've proven it in the past over and over and over again. We cannot bury them until they're 100% out of the race, mathematically eliminated. Oh man, that game Tuesday, by the way. Of course, everybody's watching Bam Adebayo. I thought the Panthers were going to lose the game with like 30 seconds left. And then they tied the game. And I go, well, at least we'll get 1 point. And then they won the game in 30 seconds. What a game. And then, of course, Thursday night, Sam Reinhart in overtime.
That was great.
Walk up.
By the way, shout out to K-Raj. We were suffering some technical difficulties. So during the overtime, he had to call the overtime. And then right like 30 seconds right before the game winner by Reinhart, Dougie P and Bill Lindsay were back on, and they were able to make the call of the game winner. So, yeah, 3 in a row for the Panthers. 3 exciting wins. Let's go.
Canes baseball team not trending in the right direction as they could only muster 2 hits last night in a 4-0 loss to Duke. The 2 play again today at 4 o'clock. Okay, Marlins, they are playing the Nationals right now, to be honest with you, in spring training baseball. Not that it means a ton, but we like to keep an eye on our Marlins. They're up 4-0 in the 4th, by the way, so we're excited about that. Let's see, does anybody have any big hits? I did not know John Olerud played for the Marlins spring training team, by the way, Vlad. John Olerud.
Junior?
It doesn't say junior, it just says John Olerud.
Yeah, it's not.
No, but he'd be 100 years old. Not 100, but you know.
He'd be old.
Trying to make a comeback, guys. Give me a shot. Griffin Conine 0 for 1 right now. So
all right.
That's the really big name that's playing today, to be honest with you. Heriberto Hernandez is 0 for 1 also with a walk. So okay, I don't want to get too deep into spring training baseball yet. We got a whole 162 game season that we'll have.
The season's kicking in. Starts in 13 days.
27th.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Inter Miami, we talked about that scoreless draw earlier to Nashville SC. They do have a MLS game tomorrow that is going to be against Charlotte tonight against Charlotte, 7:30. And then Luis Suarez expected to play. Messi gets a goal. That's his 900th goal for country and club, as they say.
Okay.
For country and club. Heat winners of 7 in a row. They take on the Magic. That's tonight, 8 o'clock, right here, 104.3 FM WQAM. Norman Powell and Tyler Hero could play tonight. Now that would be some fun right there. Because we know Bam's got the scoring touch. Tyler, Norman. By the way, ever since we kind of called out Tyler Hero about possibly maybe getting traded, he's responded by playing very well, by the way. He was player of the week last week in the Eastern Conference. So they have ears. They hear. USA baseball team defeated Canada 5-3 yesterday. They advanced to the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic. They face the Dominican Republic tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Lone Depot Park. That is going to be a sold out.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything's sold out at Lone Depot Park from here on out.
Absolutely. I'm leaving right after our show tomorrow.
We can make that happen, man. We'll figure it out for you.
No, I'm leaving like right after the show.
The game's at 8. Oh, you got time. Yeah.
No, I'm leaving just to stay away from that traffic. That's going to be crazy.
Well, you know how we'd like to get ready for games. We got to get our minds right too sometimes.
Well, absolutely, but there's going to be a party before the game.
That's true.
All right.
That's another reason why I would be getting there early.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like this is going to be a party. You want to make sure you get in void parking, traffic. Listen. When there is a sold-out event at Lone Depot Park, you could get there at the time of the event could be 8 o'clock. by 5 p.m., parking's already sold out.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is the thing about tomorrow.
Mhm.
On the baseball diamond, it's USA all the way, baby. Walking around the stadium before the game, hey, I love everybody. I love everybody. What are you talking about? No, I mean, don't mind me.
You're funny.
It's true. You know, like college football games, especially, you walk around the stadium. Let's say Miami's playing NC State. Man, ain't no messing with no NC State tailgate. But for the World Baseball Classic, I'm willing to put down that, what would you call it? Bias and just say, you know what? Hey, look, this is a global event. Let's just all hang out. Let's have a party.
It's party, baby.
But, you know, college football, nah, man. Nah, stay away. Stay away. It's all about the you. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Listen. I think college is the only thing that might topple country pride.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, growing up in South
Dude.
Louisiana, it's LSU or
Or
bust.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you see down here, it's you or but. Like, the college loyalty is just as is right up there with country love.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's true.
Like, it don't matter. You see how it is. You could be somebody could be married if their family's a Kane family, and you bring in a Gator into it. Oh man,
and, like, there's days I just pray for a win, not because I love the team so much, which I do, but I just don't want to have to deal with people's bad attitudes, man. People are gonna be angry. People are gonna be nasty. It's like, man, please just win. Make my life easy. Okay. If you're looking for more to do, you need more to do in South Florida, I got you, baby.
what you got?
Tomorrow,
What?
Miami Open tennis tournament begins.
I can't believe that.
I've also heard it is a fantastic event out there near and around
Hard Rock Stadium,
Pro Player Park.
Land
I
Shark.
don't know why I was stuck on Pro Player Park so bad.
Land Shark.
But no, they say it's a fantastic event. One of these days I'm going to make it out there.
We'll go. Let's go. Let's go during an afternoon session.
Yeah, I guess I got some time. March 29th is when the tournament culminates. And Venus Williams playing as a wild card. She's still in the game.
Shout out to Venus.
Oh, yeah, represent. And speaking of ladies, the NWSL.
It's done right now.
National Women's Soccer League has begun play. Today's featured match, Gotham versus Boston. Of course, you know, my team.
I don't know.
I don't know how you know my team. Portland Thorns.
Okay.
Of course, everybody loves, Angel City, of course, for Los Angeles and everything like that.
Aren't they owned by?
When I say everybody, yeah, like a ton of women that's celebrities. Natalie Portman.
Yeah, that's the one. Exactly.
I do love Natalie Portman for a lot of reasons, and that is one of them. She owns part of Angel City.
Shout out to them.
I wonder who else right now, I'm talking about on the radio, not on a podcast, is breaking down the NWSL.
Oh, it's on ABC right now.
That is true. That is true. So we're not alone. We're on the cutting edge. Speaking of cutting edge, we'll take a step into the day spa. A de-extinction company. That's right, Vlad. A de-extinction company.
Wait. Is it just called D?
De-extinction.
Wait, like no. Is it DE extension?
DE dash extinction. Extinction.
So it's D dash extinction
yes.
with an X.
Yep. It claims woolly mammoths will make a comeback in the year 2028.
Word?
The good thing is this de-extinction company is probably going to be extinct by that time, so they won't see it.
I don't even just like the. I
Let's
don't
see the
even like
profit
the
in
word.
that. I don't know the profit in that.
I don't even like the wording.
But what if woolly mammoths do come back? What if woolly mammoths do come back?
And do what? What are they gonna do? They gonna take over the world?
No, I don't think so. I think
Or they can just be used as
zoos,
not even
because they need to live in the cold, don't they?
wild game, like yeah.
Oh.
They could use them, they can be hunting. That's some good. That's a big beast.
Man, that is true. The
Could-
world's most
Could
wild.
feed for months.
That is true. Okay, well, 2028, get ready. There could be woolly mammoths back populating this earth. Bam Adebayo is populating the scorecard the other night, although some people said 83, not that impressive. We'll discuss that next here on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
in association history than Bam Adebayo, who has 82. "20 points in this fourth quarter alone. It is 82. 83 for Bam Adebayo.
There you have it. Bam Adebayo's historic night with the Miami Heat Tuesday against the Washington Wizards, scoring 83 points, eclipsing Kobe Bryant's 81 points in a game, but not eclipsing Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points. For me, Vlad, it was an unbelievable night, just as an NBA basketball fan, but especially being right down here in South Florida and the Heat, the captain doing it, the guy that's been so selfless for so long for this organization. Anything that's been asked of him, he has done, and he has done it with class and dignity. But other parts of the world say, 83 is 83, but is it really 83? Some people don't like the way he did it. One of those people that questioned Bam Adebayo's 83 points was one Stephen A. Smith.
Kobe Bryant don't have much to do with this conversation. First of all, let's take Wilt. Let's address Wilt. You left out one important thing. The only people who saw Wilt score 100 points were the spectators in attendance. So that's a very, very important component in all of that, Vince. Nobody saw it. We saw him holding up side 100. We know that he did it. Nobody's questioning that it actually happened legitimately, but no one saw it. So that has a lot to do with it. Kobe Bryant, everybody saw that. Everybody saw what happened in January 2006. Everybody heard Sam Mitchell say we did everything but kidnap the brother and we couldn't stop him. Everybody saw this brother hit 28 or 46 shots. Everybody saw him hit 7 of 13 three-pointers. Everybody saw him stealing the ball, going in for breakaway dunks, pulling up in people's face. We saw him and Jalen Rose do a commercial about it. You understand? We saw what we saw. That was legitimate. What happened, and let's go to Gordon Hayward and what he had to say. This is no blemish on Bam Adebayo. I love the brother. I respect him. He did what he did. Only 3 players in NBA history have ever done it. Props to him. And he should be celebrated for it, no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean we're allowed to put on blinders and ignore the fact that you had Eric Spoelstra challenging calls just to give him more bites at the apple. You had the Miami Heat fouling people intentionally just to give them more bites at the apple, disrupting the flow of the game. Hell, the Washington Wizards were complicit in letting Bam Adebayo do what he was doing. Now, that's not supposed to happen. And not only that, you shoot as many free throws as you did field goals. You shot 43 free throws and stuff like that. So that part, understand, 2 things can be true. We can celebrate Bam Adebayo for what he accomplished, even though we know it's an extreme aberration because he's not a scorer. But we can also acknowledge that Gordon Hayward had a point. Well, when he's talking about what's not good for the game because of the manner in which it was allowed to happen. You understand? Clock being messed with, strategies being thrown out the window, competition complicit in allowing it to happen. That's not what happened with Kobe Bryant.
So before Vlad and I get into whether Bam Adebayo's 83 points was good for the league, bad for the league, legitimate, I'm going to let Bam Adebayo defend himself. So he was asked about, okay, what about all the people that are trying to boo-hoo your 83 points? Bam Adebayo the other night after the Bucks game responded.
For the couch coaches, I mean, if you're in my shoes and you have, first of all, y'all are blaming me. You should be blaming the head coach. Get that first. I was not the one letting me go one-on-one the whole game until I had 70, and then you started to send a double. At that point, I got 70 with 9 minutes left to go in the game. You think I'm not going for it? And that's the thing that's crazy when they talk about the unethical part of the basketball. I'm like, if I have 70 with 9 minutes to go, who would just be like, coach, just take me out. Yeah, right. Anybody in my shoes with 9 minutes left? Okay. A minute? All right. 9? Yeah, I'm going for it. You can't be mad at that. if you are mad, I don't care, because a lot of people, they're upset because if they did play, they never had a chance to get that close to chasing greatness. And then if you get that close to chasing greatness, that's the point of chasing it, so you can surpass it. And some of the people have never played basketball. So, like, if you've been in the backyard and you and a couple of your homies have been playing 21 and you got 19, you're not going to get an easy look off. And they're going to talk about the free throws. It's not like I shoot 15 free throws a game. It's not like I average 10 free throws a game. You can watch the film. I was legitimately getting fouled every time. So I went to the free throw line.
So Bam to me says everything right. A lot of these people that are complaining are either just trying to stir the pot or they don't really know ball all that well, Vlad.
It's not that. I mean, no. You know what? Them not knowing ball. Yeah, you're right, that. But it's who it was. If it wasn't Kobe, and if it wasn't Bam, here's the thing. If it was like a Devin Booker that broke Kobe's record, a Jason Tatum, nobody would say anything.
Vlad.
They would be like, oh, these
Vlad.
are Kobe guys. So therefore, yes, these are scorers. These are not big men. Mind you, the guy that scored 100 points was like 7'2", right? But it's okay. He was the biggest guy there. You're not expecting, like you said early in the show, you're not expecting Bam to be the guy to score this amount of points. So
let me ask you the question. This is the question that burns me up. If LeBron James or Luka Doncic did exactly what Bam Adebayo did, how would they respond?
They wouldn't. The
greatest player
that's
of all
why.
time. Unbelievable.
No, it's because everybody's got their favorites, right? So Kobe's a favorite. Now, mind you, a lot of these media guys were probably Kobe haters in the beginning.
It's two parts. Yeah.
They're
mad about him.
No.
They're mad.
Let me finish.
They're
So
haters.
they all of a sudden now they want to preserve the legacy of Kobe. Kobe's legacy is preserved. Nobody's gonna take anything away from Kobe. What's sad is that Bam is such a Kobe. He loves Kobe. That's his favorite player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, what do you think Kobe's mentality would have been? Kobe's mentality would have been, go get that 83, and then after that 83, do it again. So
if Kobe were still alive, Kobe would probably say, I'm going to try to come out of retirement and score 85.
Something to that effect. But you notice who praised and gave Bam his props? Superstars, real ballers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say, let me say the real guys in the NBA who understand that this is not easy. This is not easy at all. Okay? To be able to put 83 points is not that easy.
Physically, it's not that easy.
Physically, mentally, it's not. It's grueling. You saw the effects that it had on him the following game. Dude, he had an out-of-body experience. Nope. You want him to stop? For those people that said, oh, when he hit 81, he needs to, like, shut the hell up, yo. Oh, when he got to 81, he should have subbed himself out. So to honor Kobe. You know what Kobe would have said that? Kobe would have just like, you must be out of your effing mind.
Called you a coward.
Right.
A punk.
Okay. And
don't do me any favors if I were Kobe Bryant, I would say.
And Vincent Goldwell from ESPN, they were clowning on him, and I respected what he said. He said he gave a great example. Michael Jordan's last All-Star game, right? They gave him a shot. He had a fadeaway. I forgot who was against, maybe Sean Marion, whatever. It was to win the game, right? I think they put the Eastern Conference team by 1. You would have thought, oh, this is the great Michael Jordan's final All-Star game. Just let him win with the game winner and storybook ending. You know who didn't give Michael Jordan a storybook ending? One Kobe Bryant. He got the ball. He tried to win the game. He got fouled. He hit the 2 free throws. The West won the game. Nobody said anything about that. Oh, why Kobe? No. Nobody had any problems with that. They just had a problem that a player that they respect, but they don't consider a superstar or a scoring threat, did this. If this was Kyrie, if this was Jason Tatum,
LeBron
if
James.
this not even Bron is Bron,
No,
but I'm just saying Luka. If this was SGA,
Greatest
nobody
thing
would be nobody would be saying anything. They'd be like, "Oh my God, this is great." Where does where does this mark rank in NBA history, recent NBA history? But because it was Bam, and if everybody has a problem with the Wizards, I would love for you to check the history book of when team players have 60-piece or better. When they put up 60-piece or better, it's against terrible teams. Okay, it's against bottom of the pack teams in the NBA. LeBron, when he scored 62, 61 against the Charlotte Bobcats or Charlotte Hornets at that time. Melo, 61 in the Garden against the Charlotte Bobcats. That 81 was against a bad Toronto Raptor team. If you're the best player, the only option with everybody else on your squad that are the offensive weapons out, you're going to be the guy. And if the other team didn't realize the scouting report that Tyler Hero, Norm Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Ware would be out, that the only guy that they would really have to look at and cover is Bam, and they didn't do that, tough tatas.
So that's the thing. Number one, the people that are detracting are the people that, not that they don't like Bam Adebayo, it's just he's not a person that you would think would likely do that, and that upsets them. Number two, they're upset for some reason because it broke Kobe Bryant's record, which, by the way, wasn't a record. The record holds Wilt Chamberlain with 100. But they're upset because Kobe, I love Kobe so much. How can you do this to my hero? I'm sorry. Bam's playing basketball. Another thing, why are we going to detract from a guy that played within the rules of the game? When in this game, did anyone break a rule that gave Bam Adebayo 83 points? Oh, well, that's not fair. Then why have rules? It blows my mind. Oh, well, I mean, Spo challenged calls, and the other team was complicit. They weren't complicit. No one wants to get 83 hung on their ass.
I've never heard of anybody that wants to be part of
the
wrong side of history.
Yeah.
Right? Never heard of that.
It's an embarrassment.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
And I've never heard of a player say, oh, no, I don't want to score. I don't want to break a record. No, you go out there and you play. And by the way, Vlad, if you've ever been on a good basketball team, football team, baseball team, sporting team, and you got someone cooking, what's the first thing you do?
Let him eat. You're trying to give him the ball.
In the zone. What's their coach going to do? Get him the ball.
When he scores, you're going to let him do heat checks. And if those heat checks keep on hitting, he's hitting those heat checks, keep on giving him the ball.
And if you have a chance to have a magical evening and your coach has challenges available, which are within the rules of the game, a good coach will call those challenges.
And then what, you want the referees to swallow their whistle?
Yeah.
Well, all the times like, these referees don't see anything. So they see the fouls. You don't want them to stop. Man, listen, it's BS. They had nothing to do. Like I said, nobody had anything on Wednesday night. I mean, nobody really thought they would have something to talk about nationally Wednesday. The fact of what happened on Tuesday night with Bam setting the second most points in NBA's history with 83, they had something to talk about. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people now have they're Kobe lovers. I know who the guys that supported Kobe throughout his career, and I know a lot of people now who were Kobe haters, and then now that he's no longer with us,
of course,
God bless the dead, that you want to now start acting like you're a Kobe. Oh, I was always a Kobe supporter. And I'm like, get out of here. Like when I'm hearing the Tim McMahons and the Sam Amick's talk, I'm like, yo, shut the hell up, bro.
I just like the fact that, and I do believe that the scoring standard, it's not a record, but scoring standard will stand for a long time. A kid in 40 years from now.
Somebody's scoring 100, bro.
But I'm just saying, let's just say 40 years from now, a kid goes and looks at the things at Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points, Bam Adebayo, 83, Kobe Bryant, 81. Wow, that's an interesting top three if it holds for like.
It's a great name. It's Wilt, Bam, and Kobe. Those are three.
They're all going to be Hall of Famers.
That's great one name players, but I get it. You don't expect it from that person,
so you're a little shocked.
So you're a little shocked, but just because that person did it, you shouldn't take it. First of all, don't take anything away from what he did.
It would be one thing if the Wizards only put two guys out there. It would be another thing if.
If they were playing a bunch of 6'6" guys, it was like 5'6" guys.
But I mean, they played within the rules to diminish, and that's the bad thing. Why diminish someone's accomplishment? I don't care who it is.
So it's like they had no problem when he scored 70, but the fact that he had the Mamba mentality to go for 83, people upset.
Yep.
Man, please. Oh, what? Nobody got fouled before? Mm-hmm. Like I said, if this was Wembanyama, nobody would care.
Nope.
They'll be celebrating, calling him, oh my God, is he the greatest basketball player of all time?
Yep.
That's what it is. That's all they had. That's all they needed. They wanted to talk about. It was
Bam,
sad. It's sad.
I salute you.
Bam,
You did it.
Adebayo, congratulations.
Eldris.
You are the second. You have the record of the second most points scored in an NBA game. And because I didn't see Wilt, I witnessed you scoring the most points that I've ever seen in my life. I witnessed that. So congratulations and thank you for your accomplishment.
It was a magical moment. We're going to keep it a buck next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. We shared a story earlier in the show. Uncle Luke, he didn't just make Pitbull, he's made a lot of people's lives and still doing it great here in South Florida. Uncle Luke, You know we love you. And oh yeah, by the way, another guy that I can look dead in the eye and shake his hand and say, your music hits, man. It still hits to this day. Everywhere I go, I play it. It's hot.
Man, you play that song, man. Aunties and
like we said,
they forget where they at right now. They go back in a portal.
8 to 80-year-olds, man. If you're 8 years old to 80 years old,
they go back to a time.
Real quick. The road to the World Baseball Classic Championship is heating up. Watch Team USA take on Team DR in an epic semifinal showdown March 15th at Lone Depot Park. Don't miss Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber go head-to-head with Sandy Alcantara, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Juan Soto, who will earn a spot in the highly anticipated championship game. That's going to be on St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Be there to see who makes it to the end. Get your tickets at marlins.com/WBC. WBC for World Baseball Classic.
You get to see Juan Soto.
You will see Juan Soto.
Yeah, he's been all around South Florida this morning and this afternoon, handing out Celsius.
Big time
handing out Celsius. So check it out, man. If you see a Celsius truck, there might be a good chance Juan Soto might be out
in
there.
The Brickell area, from what I understand.
From what I heard, he was in the Brickell area. So check it out. I'm drinking a little Celsius. I got 2 Celsius. I got Play of 5.
Be careful.
Pina Colada edition, baby.
So today's a big sports day. Keep it a buck. If you are bored today, you it's got some issues, man. We have got college basketball all over the place. The SEC tournament, the ACC final is going to be tonight at 8:30 between Duke and Virginia. We've got the college baseball in full swing as our Miami Hurricanes are up in Duke trying to get the season kind of going. It's kind of hit a little speed bump. Miami Heat got a big game against Orlando tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got spring training baseball going on. Inter Miami is going to be playing tonight. Should get some run from Luis Suarez, El Pistolero. He hasn't played that much this season, but Javier Mascherano has said, oh, yeah, he's going to get some run tonight. And if Messi gets a goal tonight, he has his 900th goal. There is so much going on that, honestly, if you're bored, there's something wrong with you because we got so much happening in and around South Florida. So we're very excited. Oh, in the World Baseball Classic at 3 o'clock, Puerto Rico versus Italia. And then at 9 o'clock tonight at Lone Depot Park, you get Venezuela versus Japan. I guess I'm going to have to go, and I know people, who am I going to pull for? I'm going to go for Puerto Rico over Italia. And Venezuela, Japan. I'll go Venezuela over Japan. I'm pulling for. I'm not predicting any games. So that's my allegiance lies in these upcoming games.
I want Puerto Rico to go against Japan, and I want to see obviously U.S. Dominican Republic, and any of those 4 teams can win it. So I don't care which is the World Baseball Classic final. As long as the U.S. is in it.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Listen,
close call.
You could have Dominican versus Puerto Rico. You could have Dominican versus Japan. You could have the U.S. versus Puerto Rico. You could have the U.S. versus Japan. I'm already saying that Japan will beat Venezuela and Puerto Rico will beat Italy today.
Italy, man, they beat the United States the other
Italy
day.
got some players, man. They got American-born players. They just
Jacob Marcy, our guy,
Italian descent. That's all. It's great.
Man,
it is great. But yeah, yesterday was fun, man. That atmosphere was rocking, bro.
Keep it a buck. Everyone just raves about it.
It's fun, and it as long as it's bring revenue and excitement to South Florida, I love it.
They were supposed to have started building that mall and hotel around Lone Depot Park for this event, but apparently it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was supposed to be built along
like South Florida, man. We are very good at.
I'm still waiting for that bar.
What? Yeah. Well, and what about if you're down speaking of Brickell downtown area by the Frost Museum, that bridge that was supposed to be built? It's just arches. It was supposed to be completed 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Well,
but don't worry, they're still using taxpayer dollars to help fund the project. Let's just put it that way. I swear, Vlad, where I live in North Beach, every 2 years they redo the boardwalk. There's nothing wrong with the boardwalk. And they also built a park next to a park. Huh. Interesting. That's all I'm saying. That's just keeping it a buck right there. Interesting, keeping it a buck. Vlad's drinking all these energy. We got energy drinks all over the place, man. What's going on? Whew.
Man, it's all about the Celsius.
Trying to get hype. Trying to say, look, I literally had it in arm's reach. Just, what are you trying to do to me?
I'm just showing Celsius love.
Absolutely,
Making
man.
him miss
Hey,
Juan
look,
Soto.
helps us get through it sometimes. Some days, we're late at night. Like I went to bed last night at 1, 2 o'clock. I was up 7 o'clock, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because of Celsius. I was keeping it a buck, man, all night. Oh, keeping it a buck. I'm going to be at you were part of a legendary moment that we might relive on St. Patrick's Day. Remember 2 St. Patrick's Days ago, I DJ'd at Duffy's in Plantation?
I remember that.
I am going to be DJing again Tuesday, pretty much all day from 3 o'clock
Duffy's
until all the way till midnight at Duffy's. I'm going to try to take it easy the night before.
I'm working that day. I'm doing the Panthers game.
Okay.
So
that's going to be a huge day, by the way. That's the place to be is Duffy's.
Well, you got the first 4 in.
I'm going to be playing on the Wheels of Steel. You got the
first 4 in tournament games. Probably we don't know because the tournament reveal, the bracket reveal will be tomorrow after we're on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be
after
done.
all the tournaments are completed.
Right. So around 6 p.m. we'll know. And then there's going to be 4 games to see who's going to be a 16 seed and who's going to be probably 11 seed. So yeah, you're going to have those games. You're going to have an 11 versus 11 and a 16 versus 16 on Tuesday on True TV, right after what's those friends that always try to prank each other? You know what I'm talking about, man.
Sure.
On True TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Well, I know somebody in the chat will tell me.
But St. Patrick's Day is
Tuesday.
Yeah,
17th.
So it's a party day, drinking, Duffy's, 2-for-1 drinks, me on the Wheels of Steel, not really on the Wheels of Steel, playing music.
You have the championship game, World Baseball Classic.
Classic final.
You have 2 first 4 in games.
Man.
And then what else? You got Heat Hornets.
Heat and the Hornets are playing. That's a big game.
That's a big game. And the Panthers will be playing that Tuesday night. I think they'll be in is it Calgary?
It's going to be Vancouver. That's a late night game. That's going to get you to midnight. You literally have stuff to do all day on St. Patrick's Day, along with the drinks that you're going to be drinking. Holy goodness, what a day!
Jeez.
I'm not even just trying to oversell this. Literally, just show up, start hitting that 2-for-1, and then just watch all the sports glory in one spot. If you're not going to one of the games, because there's a lot of games, man. I mean, hold on for dear life. Don't get me wrong. Especially if you show up like me at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and try to make it to midnight. But hold on for dear life. That's going to be fun. That's keep it a buck. That's St. Patrick. That's what St. Patrick's Day is all about. You lived in New York. What was the parade like in New York?
I didn't go to the parade.
You never went to the parade?
No, what? I was young.
Okay. I mean, I'm from New Orleans. I was at parades before I could even speak.
I'm not. What, you think they feed in a kid 14, 15 years old alcohol?
I wasn't asking. I didn't drink when I was 3 years old.
What do you think I'm out there for?
When you're a kid, you're out there to watch the parade.
I've seen it already. I've seen it all the time on TV. Whatever.
Okay. I like the atmosphere. I like the crowd. Like you said,
it's the crowd.
Baseball
right.
Classic tomorrow at 4 o'clock when we get off, 4 hours before the game because of the crowd.
Right. Because they're going to be drinking, eating food, great food. They've been dancing, all of that. There's no dancing in the St. Patty's Day parade. Unless
there's dancing.
Oh, it's dancing. It's called a rumble. It's called them fighting.
Oh, there's some drunk people thinking they can dance.
No, it's called them fighting. That's what the dancing is to them. But
known as the peace-loving Irish. It's true. That's a true statement. You can look it up.
Okay.
It's because of World War II, but that's a whole different animal. Peace-loving Irish. Cowardly Swiss. I'm just saying that's what they used to say. Cowardly Swiss and the peace-loving Irish.
Just stay away from the green dye beer.
That scares me, man. But, it's your day.
It's just your day?
Your day. Just leave it at that. It's your day. Do what you want. I stay away from green dyed beer.
Yeah, stay away from the green dyed beer.
I just don't know. All right. Impractical Jokers is what
that's what it is. Thank you.
754.
Impractical Jokers. Yes. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of Impractical Jokers commercials in the next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Because the tournament starts on Tuesday with the first 4 in Tuesday and Wednesday, and then tournament kicks off Thursday at noon. And I think we're doing something here.
Yeah, we're supposed to. We'll keep you up to date on that. But
we'll keep you
real
up
quick
with
before
that.
we go to commercial, why does one of the TVs have fishing on it? It looks like Steve Harvey is commentating on the fishing.
I don't even know what channel this
is. And then
the
other TV.
I'm trying to find
I have friends.
I'm trying to find the Premier League game, and it's not on USA.
Is that Steve Harvey?
Or at least our USA.
Is that Steve Harvey at a fishing tournament? Is my question.
I can't see that far.
They're in Knoxville, Tennessee, by the way, because they had that huge Golden Globe. If you've ever been in Knoxville, you know it.
Don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm bewildered. We're going to go to break. Vlad's going to hopefully find the NWSL game or something that has something to do with sports, or even a sports movie, as this guy is yelling in a stadium. And that guy does not look happy. He is very sweaty. He looks like Dr. Dre. Okay, thank you for changing the channel. Okay, well, we'll try to figure it all out. Travago, maybe. We always want to hear from you. 305-567-056. You can also YouTube and Twitch us. Or if you have my personal number, just text me like Seth did right now. Said it's a huge parade down Fifth Avenue in New York. That's what the parade in New York is all about. It's a sloppy drunk day where vomit fills the streets. Sounds like my type of crowd right there. Cannot wait for a big St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. All right, going to come back, get you some headlines next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. The road to the World Baseball Classic Championship is heating up. Watch Team USA take on Team DR in an epic semifinal showdown March 15th at Lone Depot Park. Don't miss Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber go head-to-head with Sandy Alcantara, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Juan Soto, who will earn a spot in the highly anticipated championship game. Be there to see who makes it to the end. Get your tickets, marlins.com/WBC. Marlins.com/WBC. Fun stuff happening there. Also fun stuff happening right down there at the Kaseya Center, Bayfront Park. We're getting word that Tyler Hero, Norman Powell available tonight, while Andrew Wiggins not available for tonight.
Yeah, he's still out.
So our pregame is going to start at 6:45 right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Alejandro Solana going to have preheat for you. Usually they take the SPO press conference. Tommy Tighe has the pregame. Then it's Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert on the call. Then you get Tommy Tighe and Alejandro Solana with the postgame. So they're going to get you all caught up today. We're going to get you to 4 o'clock because that's how long we were contractually obligated to be here. So we're going to make that happen for you. And then we'll be back tomorrow for another noon and 4. It's getting to that point of the year where, Vlad, we don't have as much of our programming preempted. That's the way we like it.
Oh, maybe.
Next week, totally different animal. But that's
yeah, next week the tournament happens. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know where the Canes will be. We don't know what time they'll be playing. We don't know what region they'll be in. So it's to be announced.
Yeah.
TBD.
And
to be determined.
I would be infuriated if the Miami Hurricanes do not make it into the tournament. I know there's going to be madness and craziness and some teams that shouldn't get in, and some teams that deserve to get in and out. But this Miami team has, to me, and I'm not being a homer, I'm being just straight up honest, to me has earned the right to play in the NCAA tournament and probably has a right to make a run, man. I think they have the ability to make a run in this tournament. Could be a fantastic year for the Miami Hurricanes. As the football team, we know, went to the national championship game. This basketball team having an unprecedented, from Miami Hurricane standards, first year under Jay Lucas. Baseball team, figure it all out with all that stuff going on. But it has been a fantastic year if you are a Hurricanes fan. And I know we have some hardcore, die-hard Hurricanes fans here in South Florida. So let's keep the good mojo rolling, as we say. Let's get some headlines. The basketball team, like they said, they did lose to Virginia 84-62 at the ACC tournament semifinals. Cavaliers and Duke play tonight at 8:30. That's something you can keep an eye on, Vlad. I'm not saying late night action, but they got a lot of games as we go through these headlines that are starting a little later than you would normally think on a Saturday night.
No, this is ESPN. They got to make sure that they get all the tournament games. You know, that's why they spent all that money on these conference tournaments. So to make sure that the big name teams hope that the big name team, the blue bloods like Duke, get to the final so that they know.
No, but I'm just talking about late night in a lot of different areas.
What do you mean, like 8:30?
Well, 8:30 for that tip off.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Japan, Venezuela at 9 o'clock. I'm just saying a little later than normally on a Saturday.
I don't know why the World Baseball Classic quarterfinal game is at 9, considering the first game is at 3 p.m.
3. So even if it goes 3.5 hours, you still have a lot of time.
But I believe this game is on Fox, and I think Fox is maybe trying to get the Big East final. What time is the Big East final between St. John's and Connecticut? Because if it's like 7 p.m. game, then they're trying to double up on the Big East tournament final and the World Baseball Classic final. Also, maybe the late start,
6:30.
Yeah, that's what it is. So 6:30 Big East final to lead into Japan versus Venezuela, and I think that's the only reason why it's so late, because of the fact that they had the Big East tournament as well.
You want some later than sooner action at 8 o'clock? We got the Heat game taking on the Magic. That's a big game. It's not like a 6 o'clock game like you usually see on a Saturday. There's more. Inter Miami plays at 7:30 tonight. A lot of things bunched up at that 7:30 or later as they take on Charlotte FC. Don't worry, the Marlins are playing right now, so you don't have to stay up and watch that. You'll know by that time. And the Panthers play tomorrow at 8 o'clock over on the left coast against the Seattle Kraken. I was actually stayed at a hotel right next to the Kraken's home stadium when I was last in Seattle. It's downtown, man. Like, you know how sometimes you said it's going to be hard to get to the World Baseball Classic, or it's going to be hard to get to Kaseya Center sometimes. That's how it is in downtown Seattle too, man. Whew.
Where they play their home games?
I don't know the name of them.
I wonder if like the Key Arena where where the basketball team?
They don't play where the Key Arena. No,
you know? Okay.
It's not near the Space Needle.
Oh,
no.
it's not. Okay.
Although the Key Arena still stands.
No, I know. By the way, the Key Arena, you wouldn't even know it's the Key Arena.
It's sunken into the ground.
Sunk into the ground. Like,
you're at the roof when you get there.
It's like, wait, what? This is where they play basketball at? Yeah.
And we're assuming now. Once again, you and I, we make assumptions sometimes, and sometimes when you make assumptions, nonetheless, that when LeBron James retires, they will most likely let LeBron James be the part owner of the Las Vegas team.
Mr. Vegas.
They will probably also extend a team to Seattle, and then they will move either Memphis, New Orleans, or Minnesota, 2 of those 3 teams, to the Eastern Conference. That's just assumptions. But Seattle's such a booming big market now to not have a basketball team. And then it's a basketball type city too, man. Like it's got the hipster, cool indoor vibes and stuff like that. And they love their Seahawks, and everybody loves a Super Bowl winner, and they love their Mariners. But it's got that basketball vibe. When I was there, it was the NBA Finals, and I mean, everyone was decked out in Supersonics jerseys, in Thunder jerseys.
Because they still love the Thunder.
Yeah, they had the Thunder jerseys. Everybody was watching basketball everywhere. So, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. There's just, once again, follow the almighty dollar. That'll show you where to go. Only other teams, I was actually laying in bed thinking of what other cities could possibly get a basketball team. And the only other cities, I was like, Pittsburgh, no. Cincinnati,
no, those aren't major
St.
cities.
Louis, it didn't work.
Not major cities.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm thinking, like, where else could the NBA expand?
I mean, in one city they want to go, they can't because of the gambling.
Well, they'll get in Vegas. I'm not worried about that. Everybody else is there. They just make Seattle and Vegas make the most sense of all the towns.
That's pretty much it.
San Diego.
If they're going to expand, they're going to go international.
That Vancouver didn't work.
They're trying to go to London.
No. That'd be like having a Premier League team over here.
No.
Remember when they tried to play a game over here? Was it a La Liga game? Yeah, a La Liga game over here, and there was so much protest that they had to call off the game.
No, that's just the people in La Liga. That's the fans in Spain. They would have had a lot of fans and generate a lot of money.
It was going to be here in Miami too.
I know.
We're willing to share. We're a sharing country. We share. Sometimes we overshare. Some people would say.
I don't know about that, but go ahead.
The Dolphins signed former Ravens pass rusher David Ajabo. He was a second round pick a couple of years back out of Michigan. Never really materialized with the Ravens, but Ravens, man, we haven't touched on what they did to Max Crosby. You want to talk about
what?
Failed his physical because
I know it's the nastiest of works, but here's the thing. That's why you have the 48 hours of tampering.
Oh.
I mean,
Max Crosby has to come back with all his tattoos and his big bad self and go, I am a Raider.
I mean, yeah, it's nasty, but then you think about it, you're actually going to at least on paper, you're going to a better team. You're going back to a better Raider team than the team that you left as a Raider.
As of 2 days ago.
Right. Like, they made a lot of signings. They've done a lot of things. So
they do look like they're committed to winning.
They look like they're committed to this season. I'm not, they're committed to being better than the team with the number 1 pick this year.
Yeah. Well,
Baltimore, I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened. It feels like they were trying to sign both, or they were playing like, oh, we're gonna get Max Crosby to see if Hendrickson's market would go down. They said they were trying to get both, maybe, but I don't know how, because the Ravens were really up against the cap.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
So it didn't really make a lot of sense. And can somebody just sleep on things and then realize, maybe I could just sign Hendrickson and keep my first round pick this year and next year?
Probably that sounds a lot more logical.
That's what you wanted to make a big name and keep make a big splash in the off season. You did it, and then you have second thoughts.
Yeah.
It happens. It's nasty, but it happens.
This legal tampering stuff is ridiculous, man.
Should never be called legal tampering. What now happens is you sign. You can't renege. You can't go back.
I don't understand how, and I understand there are standard documents. You can go online and get standard documents, but these guys don't just sign standard documents. How they're ready so quickly, and how much negotiation is going on? Like, oh, we started talking an hour and a half ago, and now we have the papers drafted and you're ready to sign. Like, how's that happen? So you have to work hard during the illegal tampering period so that the legal tampering period is a lot easier.
That's why they spend a week in Indy, baby, during the scouting combine. That's why they go to St. Elmo's fight.
Is there any league that has just a free for all? Like, you know what? Have at it. Let's go. WWE wrestling? I don't know.
No, even the NBA does that. The NBA, you can sign deals, but it's not official until the NBA calendar year, which is like always like July 6th or something to that effect.
Speaking of the NBA and things that are weird, did you find it a little odd that the Hornets are giving the Heat a second-round draft pick as compensation for Terry Rozier?
Is it the Hornets that's giving the Heat, or is the league that's forcing the Hornets to give
But the Heat still have to give the Hornets their first-round pick. Yeah, it's the league forcing them, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, you know what? Miami's not thinking about that right now.
Nope.
They're trying to extend their win streak.
8-game win streak, baby. 8-game win streak. 8:00 tonight. Orlando Magic in a game that you don't have to win, but it'd be nice to not let the Magic sweep you this season.
Oh, you need to win.
And also, you'd be in 5th place.
Here's the thing. This is the reason why you need to win. As great as the Heat are, they're the second hottest team in the league.
Orlando's been on a run.
Atlanta's been on a run.
Orlando's been on a run.
Atlanta's been on a run. And they play tonight against Milwaukee. And right now, if you look at the Heat are only a half game up on Toronto and 2.5 against Atlanta. So if they lose tonight, and that means Orlando's got them tiebreaker pretty much. So they can't finish with the same record with Orlando. And Toronto would surpass them. So then they would go from 6 to 7. And then they got games against certain, some of these teams that they have to face. You have a game against Charlotte on Tuesday. Don't want to give them a chance to start picking up games on you. And Atlanta right now is 35-31. They've won 8 in a row. Yeah. So yeah, think about it. Wow. The South teams in the NBA, in the NBA East, have the 3 highest winning streaks in the league. Yeah. Orlando 6, Miami 7, Atlanta 8. You can't yet. As great as this winning streak's going, you can't afford to lose, because you lose, you can go from 6 to 8.
Cap for Life
6 to 7.
We got to win tonight, bro. That's when you know it's serious. Bro.
Oh, man, they dropped the bro. It's serial.
I mean, we got to win this bad boy. That's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it's cool. You've got, let's see. I was trying to, the Marlins are in action now. You got Inter Miami tonight, the Heat tonight. You've got some World Baseball Classic, and you have got a bunch of other fun things that are going to be happening.
You got some good things to watch tonight. Competition at its finest.
Big East final.
Yes, you have conference tournament finals, conference tournament semifinals.
Do you ever think Danny Hurley's just going to have an embolism on the side of the court?
Yeah, I don't know. He just wants to be there. That's his MO, man. That's his MO.
It's his dad's MO too.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, that was in Jersey. I never saw him. This is just on a national spectrum. Like, everybody can see this.
Yeah.
UConn is one of the blue bloods, and he's a former player at Seton Hall. So he's a former player in the Big East who's taken over this UConn program and has had a lot of success, but he's you know what? I give him credit in this, that he is who he is. He's not going to change. This is not a fraud. This is not an act.
Right. It's not a gimmick.
This is not a gimmick. This is who he is. And he can only do it in college basketball.
Yeah, you can't do that in the pros.
Could you imagine him trying to do that in the pros when they said the Lakers were going after him?
Players would just walk away.
They'll smack fire out of him, man.
Yeah, that act doesn't work in the pros, man. It takes a special type of coach in the pros. So yeah, and we'll get to this later on. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in and around the sports world, but there's always something cool going on in the day spa. 2 parents in Georgia have been warned by school officials and the police to be a little more vigilant when packing their kids' school lunch, because the other day they said they accidentally packed a can of martini in the child's lunch. You know those little canned martinis?
Oh, wow. Well, I guess.
Hey, man, kids got to get theirs too, you know?
Dude, man, my little nephew, you know what he's getting looked at, right? You got to cut up slices of everything. They don't want to give kids anything full. You got to cut up the pineapples, the grapes, strawberries. already come small. Like, just put it. No, you got to cut them up.
In lunches, there's a lunch police at school.
There is no. Yeah, they look at the kids' food. You got to put everything in a.
It's got to be cut. It's got to be
yes,
clear. It's
yeah.
got to be.
They're afraid that they might choke or anything like that. It's almost as if they want you to do all the work and just drop the kid off. And they
because I heard homework loads are unbelievable nowadays.
They just look at the kid and that's it. But
everybody tells me, like, my kids, I spend like 3 hours a night helping them with homework because they're just like, well, are they teaching them in school? Because it seems like the curriculum is at home.
How you cut a grape?
I mean, what heaven forbid the kid gets a banana.
Oh, you got to cut that like 4 slices.
That might be banned after everything's said and done.
God forbid they got anything with a pit.
Oh, what was our school? Well, first of all, I mean, I usually had that cheap school lunch.
Yeah, man, those milks were nasty, dog.
Man, when you're a kid, you don't know no better. I used to love that school lunch, man. I think I really thought they put drugs in it because you start fiending that lunch, man.
Yeah, listen, RVA Richie, I get it. They don't want to get sued, but what kind of food is the kid getting? Like, if I cut up a grape, what is he eating?
I was trying to think what my school lunch would be like. If I ever brought my lunch to school, it'd be like a salami sandwich.
I could get an apple.
An apple?
I could cut up. Yeah, I could get an apple. You cut up an apple.
And the nastiest lunch.
But you cutting up oranges and everything?
Think about how nasty this was. A salami sandwich, an apple, and some warm milk because it's been sitting in the thermos, since the morning. That was lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only was that lunch at a lot of the schools back in the days, that's also the lunch that you get when you're in jail.
Yeah. I hate to say it, I've had both, and man,
literally the food that you were getting in school is the food that the inmates were getting in jail.
Is this ketchup and water? No, it's spaghetti sauce. Okay.
Yeah, they were feeding us like inmates, man. What's wrong with
We were inmates, man.
Jeez.
School back in the day wasn't like it was for some people, man. Our school back in the day was
legit.
It was literally them training us for prison. Pack you in a bus, drive you somewhere, get out, say the national anthem, get in class. You'll eat your lunch when I tell you to. Trash lunch, get out. I didn't realize it until now. You're right. It was really just them training us to be incarcerated.
Dude, you're getting fed jail food.
Literally jail food. Those lunch ladies, do they still wear hairnets?
I don't know. Look, dude, well, I look like I'm back in school.
I thought maybe, you've been to an event or two.
No, man.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll find out sooner or later.
They don't do anything. They want you to do everything. They'll look at the kid. That's it.
Yep. They'll take credit if things go right, though.
Oh, of course.
It's the American way.
Of course. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, he looks like he has a fever. Come pick him up. Wait, what? He was perfectly fine when I dropped him off. Nah, he's running a fever.
Mm-hmm.
His temperature's rising. All right.
Man. Well, speaking of good and bad, Dolphins, good or bad, have a new quarterback. And the Atlanta Falcons, good or bad, have a new quarterback. We're going to discuss that next here on 104.3 FM, WQAM. So we got through the legal tampering period, free agency upon us, and it didn't take very long for teams to start making their chess moves. One of those teams, our very own Miami Dolphins, deciding to eventually, officially cut Tua Tagovailoa. There's a whole financial issue with that we're not going to get into, but nonetheless, the days of Tua Tagovailoa with the Miami Dolphins are over. Welcome in the Malik Willis era. Some of the guys on ESPN, though, talking about Malik Willis to Miami and eventually Tua Tagovailoa to Atlanta. Does it benefit one, both, or neither team?
It's the right decision for both parties. One, best place for Tua to try to rebuild himself as a starting quality quarterback or starting caliber quarterback. A really good offensive line, best offensive line Tua would have ever had in his career down in Atlanta up until this point. Obviously, plenty of offensive talent. And then for Atlanta, it's the right decision. Atlanta doesn't have a first-round pick. They don't have money to spend on a quarterback. They've got other options like Kyler Murray, not going there. Geno Smith wasn't going there. Kirk Cousins wasn't going there. Couldn't pay Malik Willis. So out of the reality, they need a starting quarterback in March. They got to run their offseason and help their football team improve in March, April, May, and June, let alone training camp and potentially start in September until Michael Penix is at least healthy enough to be in the conversation. It's the right decision.
The left-handed part, I think, makes sense. The rest of it doesn't. I think having another left-handed quarterback to back up your left-handed starter, that's a fine idea. They're both kind of injury-prone, and neither is like established, legitimate starter. That's why Tua is available. The team who just had him released him with $60 million of dead cap money. I think convincing ourselves that Tua is going to run this team would be foolish. I also think that we're not sure what Michael Penix is. You have a team that has a lot of really talented. You have a team that has a lot of really talented players on rookie deals right now. You restructure some contracts and you find a way to get Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is the best possible answer that they could have had. They have an attractive destination. You pointed out, Dan, all the reasons why it's attractive. I'm just looking at this roster and looking at both of these two quarterbacks, and I don't believe that either of these two quarterbacks are quite good enough to take this team where I think that they believe that they belong, considering the improved defense, considering the good offensive line, considering the number of first-round weapons they have on offense. These guys aren't the answer.
But they're not saying Malik Willis is not the answer here in Miami. Very excited to have Malik Willis in the house. He is going to be, if not injured, our starting quarterback. Although they said that they're introducing competition into the quarterback room, which means Malik Willis better win out this competition.
I mean, if a guy's getting $23 million a year
for 3 years,
he is 45 guaranteed.
Yep. Well, look,
he's the starting quarterback.
There's only one other person that's maybe scouted Malik Willis more, and I don't even know if there's one other person. As we told you, Jeff Hafley knows him very, very well because he was the quote-unquote scout quarterback for Green Bay, and Jeff Hafley would have to go over to him and tell him how to act and how to play so that he could simulate what the other team would have, and then his defense would go against Malik Willis. So they know him very well, so you got to trust right now. You got to have there's a lot of trust that needs to be given if you're a Miami Dolphins fan base. And I know that's a word that's very, 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 very hot around Miami Dolphins.
Well, you don't know. You don't know, Sully. You don't know what he's really. This is his first time being a general manager. This is a whole new regime, so it's a wait and see approach right now.
I feel as though that I'm starting to get an idea of what this Dolphins regime is about. They're all about just straight shooting you. They said, man, we don't know if Tua's going to be here next year. We don't know where he's going to be. Lo and behold, boom. They said, we love Malik Willis. Love Malik Willis.
But they weren't hiding their feelings.
Went out there. But that's what I'm saying. They don't cloud and give you all this coach talk. Or
they actually like talking, to be honest. They talk. I think Sully's talked more times than the previous GM had.
They're just straightforward. Yeah, but they're straightforward. They say, look, this year might be tough. Might be tough. And, we're going to try to build through the draft. We're going to try to draft a quarterback each year. If not each year, every other year. They're not one of these people that says, well, it's a complicated thing where sometimes when you have a draft pick they straight up, it seems like they say it and they do it.
Yeah, I said it. I meant it. Bite my tongue for no one.
Yeah. I answered the question, didn't I? Didn't I not answer the question? So maybe that's refreshing. Of course, if you win, it's awesome. If you lose, it's like, man, they're too straightforward and honest and all that stuff. If you're an Atlanta fan, and Lord knows I'm not, you have to be on pins and needles. Your first two quarterbacks are some of the most injury-prone quarterbacks in the league. Michael Penix Jr. is on his third ACL tear, Vlad. Did you know that?
Yes.
Third. Now, of course, college and everything. Tua, as we know, is very injury prone. If you're the third string quarterback in Atlanta, you got to be like, suit up, pay attention in meetings. So the two really injured, moderately successful quarterbacks equal a star quarterback?
That's a good
I
question.
also like how they talk about the Atlanta Falcons like they're some world beaters. Past couple of years, they have not been that impressive. Like, oh man, they have offensive weapons, and Tua's got the best offensive line in the world. I don't know about that. You got to be on pins and needles if you're a Falcons fan right now, because you don't know who's going to start quarterback, and you don't know week to week who's going to be healthy. They did get him for $1.3 million.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt you to take a flyer.
No, it doesn't at all.
For somebody for 1.3, that's nothing. The previous team is paying the bulk of his, the majority, all of his salary, to be honest. So yeah, that's why, if you notice, we were all wondering when before free agency started or before the legal tampering starting, which quarterbacks were going. And I was telling people, well, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are available, and there are teams that are looking for quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those quarterbacks are available because the teams that are looking at a quarterback, they were once on those teams.
Yeah.
So when Kyler Murray was available, you just knew for a fact that he's probably not coming back. You could take Arizona off the board.
Yeah.
So there was really not that many. There were pursuers, but not really that many pursuers, because depending on, everybody's looking forward to that 27 draft. You want to have as many assets for that 27 draft. And the quarterbacks that were available, you're not spending big money on them except for Malik. And even with Malik, people have their questions because of the amount of starts that he's had throughout his career.
You're correct, Vlad. Look, it was hot trash in Tennessee. I'll be honest with you. I watched some of those games and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. But you could see there was some potential there. Look, coming in as a reserve, maybe winning some games here and there in the Green Bay organization, it's reason to raise an eyebrow, but that does not guarantee any type of success. So we sit there, and now we have to trust that these guys have evaluated Malik Willis, and it is their guy. And look, this is another thing. You got to give Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan credit. They said it all starts with the quarterback. You get that position taken care of, then you can move on. But until you have that guy, and you say it all the time, until you got that guy, you got nothing, they said.
Until you have that man behind center,
you got nothing.
You've got nothing.
That's what they said. So we're going to address this. And if it costs us, like I said, $77 million, you know what I mean, for the whole quarterback room.
Yeah, but even
if we get it right, we're okay, because we'll figure it all out.
The fact that they got Malik let you know that they have plans for Jalen and Devon right now, and they're not going to have him go into a season without some sort of weapons. If you're a quarterback, you like to know that Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane,
you can't bring him in and be like, hey, Malik, good to see you again. Oh, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you Greg Dulcich. We'll give you Greg Dulcich, but we're going to get rid of Waddle and Achane. You're going to have no weapons, but come on in. We want you over here. And now, of course, they told him, look, we're going to put you in a positive position, or at least as much of a positive position as we can.
Young team. He's about to enter his prime.
Mobile quarterback?
Definitely the mobile quarterback. I think that's the thing that everybody's going to be so happy to see. I know
big arm.
There was a lot of questions about, how's your athleticism going to be used? And he's like, well, I don't know yet. We'll see. Like, it was so refreshing to hear the answers.
Let the ink dry.
Right. It was so refreshing to hear his answers, because he wasn't like pulling the veil to what's going on. Then that happened a lot with the previous starting quarterback, franchise quarterback. So look, the Tua era is over.
I know most Dolphins fans very happy about that.
The unholy trinity era is over of Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, and Tua Tagovailoa. It was good. There was some good moments. There were some bad moments, and it ended with some ugly moments. Now it is the Malik Willis, John Eric Sullivan, Jeff Hafley era.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the old saying. I don't know if people still use the saying. Maybe you never use it, but at the end of the night, you tell someone it was real, it was good, it wasn't really good, but it was, it was real, it was good.
It wasn't really good,
good,
but it was an experience.
Yep, and that's it. That's the way I equate the last era of Miami Dolphins football.
Yeah, but we didn't. Yeah.
But look, if you're a Dolphins fan, you got everything you asked for.
A fresh start, a real fresh start.
You got rid of all three.
Yeah, the unholy trinity.
And you now have got a quarterback that is mobile and that has a big arm.
And hasn't been hurt.
So you know, asking you shall receive now. And now's the hard part. It's putting it all together. And that's the part we're gonna have to try to all figure out, because that's what I'm saying. You got to have faith right now. And this is a team that's also trying to get out from under the cap. And this is a team that is, you know, I'll say for the most part, and because we're out a lot, Vlad, it's the fan base feels a little spurned, a little burned right now. A little burned over the past 25 years of not winning a playoff game, and kind of with everything that kind of happened recently.
But you know, you're also part of that. Of delusion of grandeur. Like once that 70-point happened, you guys were done. You guys were like, this is it. We got the most exciting offense in the league. We got the best player in the league voted by his peers.
Oh yeah, we did have that. He's gone too.
We have this ingenious guru offensive mind running the plays. So what? He's a little quirky. We like his quirkiness. Oh, look at the Nike fit on the sideline. You were loving all of that.
Vaping. Oh my goodness, that's cool.
Is he vaping? You know, and then we all love, whether you love him or hate him, he was such, no matter what, once he entered the sports spectrum, once Tua became a household name after that college football championship, when he came in for Alabama, replaced Jalen Hurts and led them to a college championship. From that moment on, he's been a polarizing figure in sports. And those that took critique at his size, his height, his lack of mobility, and then there were those, the Tuanons, who love his accuracy, the fact that why is everybody hating on him and stuff like that. He was always a polarizing figure. So in the beginning with Brian Flores, who happens to be right now, who's looked like he's been right for the longest. Brian Flores was ripped, criticized, right? That wasn't the guy he wanted, but
they told us that he ruined Tua.
Right. Well, we were told for Tua because remember we were tanking. You guys were tanking for Tua.
Tanking for Tua, that's
right? Nobody knew Joe Burrow that in that LSU year, but you knew
nobody
Tua.
Knew Justin Herbert,
right? But you kind of knew Herbert, but Herbert was always looked upon in college as, with all this talent, why wasn't he able to get his team over the top?
And let's do this too.
But Alabama, Tua, Nick Saban, there was a lot going on with that. We got to see Tua a lot, so it was a lot to be able to criticize.
But let's not use revisionist history right now. We were both here in South Florida at the time of that 2020 draft, and I would say 3 out of 4 people said take Tua over Justin Herbert. Not just fans, but analysts, and everybody else.
The person you saw the most. So it's like
he's
I said,
been in a big program. He's done it all before.
Him lead a team to a championship, so it was good. And of course, listen, there's something, no offense, but this is real. People just either love or hate short athletes.
Yeah, like Steph Curry,
beloved, because in a game of giants,
he's skinny and he's
this little light-skinned short guy is able to utilize a power that's able to him to make him stand out from among all these crazy, unbelievable athletes. So to everybody else, they can have a child. Or if that child has they don't have a talent like that skill, but if they can work upon it, maybe they can, succeed. Maybe they can make some waves. In the NFL, you see it. I don't care what it is. They still want that 6'4", 235-pound guy who could throw the ball 60 yards, 60, 70 yards down the field. But now he should be able to run. He should be able to get a 3rd and 5. He should be able to get 6 or 7 yards to extend the drive, extend the play, whatever. Tua, because he was short and people critique his size, he became either loved or hated. And then in the 5 years that he was here, is it 5 or 6? Yeah, 5 or 6 years that he was here, he got up and down, up and down, up and down.
True lightning rod.
Now it's over. It was an era, There was good.
It was real.
There was some bad.
It was good.
And it ended ugly.
It wasn't real good, but it was
It
something.
was an experience.
And I wish Tua no luck in Atlanta, by the way. But that's just me personally. I just don't like the Falcons.
Oh, that's right. You're a Saint.
Yeah, I don't like the Falcons. And Tua's. Somebody told me last night, I'm not gonna lie. One of our good friends, his name's Kyle. He was at Duffy's Plantation. Goes, I feel bad for Tua.
Who?
My friend Kyle that was
Why?
at Duffy's last night. He said he's a good guy. So he's got $5,500 million.
I mean, he doesn't have 5,500, but he has 55 million. But I get it. He's good. Whatever. Look, he made 125 million out of his contract in literally over 1 year.
Once again, I wish him health. I do not wish him wins in Atlanta for a multitude of reasons. But I am wishing on Malik Willis.
It's the Malik right now. Everybody should just talk about Malik Willis because it's the Malik Willis era.
They said it. You take care of that position, and everything else falls into place. And they did it. They've done that, at least in their opinion. I'll go with them. I'll ride with them.
But what I'm excited for, as a person that's covering the team, and what you guys as fans should be excited for, is what they do in the draft. That's Sullivan's. That's his ballpark. He knows how to draft. He knows how to draft.
That's his strength zone.
That's his strength. So let's see. Can he? Because I think this team is going to. One thing I like what I'm hearing, they're going to continue remain young.
They have to right now, financially.
Right. But I think that's. I think that's what if you get a young team, you get some stars. You draft well, you develop them.
Be okay. We know that recipe for success.
And because think about it, if everything goes well, by the time Malik's contract ends in 3 years, you could have a team that's ready to compete.
That's true. April 24th, it all starts, the NFL draft. Up next, going to do some something or nothing here on 104.3 FM, WQAM. All right, let's get to it. Something or nothing. I go through, see with, something or nothing. Some things that pique my interest, but does it really, really pique anybody else's interest? Vlad will be the true litmus test. Canary down the well. Let us know whether it's something or nothing. The WNBA urgent to reach a CBA agreement by Monday, because if they don't, everything's going to be starting to be pushed back when it comes to the draft, when it comes to supplemental draft, when it comes to the season start, when it comes to camps, when it comes to everything. Is that something or nothing?
It's something. I think ESPN is going to get involved, because if you noticed, they are no longer broadcasting Sunday Night Baseball. That's going to NBC and Peacock. So what they've decided to do is change their whole Sunday day of the whole Sunday is the day of women's sports.
Oh, okay.
So they will have NWSL, any type of sporting event that's with a women's league. They're going to be broadcasting this on ESPN. Okay. The WNBA was going to have a prominent role in that. And if you don't have the WNBA and they got to keep on pushing back, that's not what you lose I don't know what the ratings were for Sunday Night Baseball, but the fact that, to me, that baseball is back in a lot of people's eyes again, you don't want to go in the summer when, NBC is going to probably broadcast so many big market, big games with Judge, Ohtani, all of that. You have to have something to counter that. So if you don't have the WNBA start on at its right time, which is what, in May?
Yeah, it sets you back.
Right, because in a couple of weeks, that's when training camp would open. And you set it back, it's going to be bad for everyone involved.
Yes, it absolutely is. Anytime a league does not start on time, it's just disjointed. So they don't seem like they're that close to an agreement. So we'll see, though. Sometimes it's the 11th hour, you do see that. Madness is already happening. Miami of Ohio, who had previously had an undefeated season, loses to UMass in the MAC quarterfinals. And their commissioner, the MAC commissioner, John A. Steinbrecher, he said, I think we're going to get 2 bids into the NCAA tournament from the MAC. Something or nothing.
You better hope so. Something. You better hope it happens, because look, right now we got Wisconsin upsetting Michigan in the Big Ten semifinal, and Vanderbilt was at a time beating Florida. So there's going to be a team that's not expected to win a conference title that wins it, and it's going to knock somebody off, because that conference championship, that automatic bid is going to a team that wasn't supposed to get that automatic bid.
Quote unquote lesser worthy.
Like if Michigan, we know Michigan's a number 1 seed. So if Michigan's is already an at-large bid, but it would help if Michigan would win the Big Ten tournament, because that at-large bid becomes an automatic bid, and now that at-large goes for the Miami of Ohio's, or maybe another team in that conference.
And I can't say it's good or bad for the University of Miami, because I believe Miami is already in.
I also believe that, and also because they play in the ACC, I think they won't have as many teams from the ACC tournament. I think ACC should have 6 or 7
teams. You should easily the top 4 teams in the ACC,
right?
Should be in, and a team that won a game in their tournament too, that made it to the Final Four.
Well, Virginia was already in, Duke was already in. So guess if one of them win an automatic bid, that should have opened up an availability for.
And once again, it might affect University of Miami seeding, but right now it depends on who wins, who loses, who gets the automatic, who did. So really, you don't know where it's going to bounce. So it's madness.
To me, they look like an 8-9 seed. That's probably going to play the 1 seed in the second round.
Whew, it's exciting.
That's good, because
gut gritty, man. I saw them against Louisville the other day in the ACC tournament, and they just kept making big play after big play after. When I thought they were going to fold, they never folded. So you know
what they're going to do? They're going to put Miami in the same region with Florida and have a Florida-Miami second round match.
That'll be fun. Let's go. I'm down for it.
I could see that happen.
That'd be fun. Pross, he has dropped his lawsuit against
Pross.
Yeah,
from the Fugees.
He has dropped his lawsuit versus Miss Lauryn Hill over a failed Fugees reunion tour. Something or nothing.
It's something stupid. I don't even understand why he could have sued. I get it. He needed the dough, so he needed to go on tour because he has legal problems. And he's got to pay up those lawyers. But it is El Boogie. El Boogie. Everybody knows about Lauryn. Lauryn moves on her time, not yours, not anyone's. Her time. So I guess, yes. A Fuji reunion would definitely generate a lot of sales and people would want to see.
Oh, yeah.
And especially her, like she is.
Her by herself.
By her Dolo is, the You talk about aura and allure. She has that. I mean, that one album is
Talk about is it the Miseducation?
the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is considered one of the greatest albums. It is in my view, one of the greatest albums ever created. But that one album, she never has to do anything else again. Like people would just want to spend money just to see her perform that album.
You know, I talked about, earlier this week, I had lunch with DJ Laz, one of the greatest, nicest guys I ever met, really stand-up guy. One of the worst situations I ever was a part of involved Lauryn Hill. She was as nasty backstage as I've ever seen someone at a festival.
So, quick story. Wisconsin's up 62-60 on Michigan, and Vanderbilt's blowing out Florida. 76 to 51. Wow.
Noah Khan is releasing a new album, The Great Divide, April 24th. He has a new song out called Porch Light. Is that something or nothing?
No.
You don't like Noah Khan?
No.
Okay, so
I don't even know who he is.
I gave you some hip hop, and now I give you a little bit of indie rock. So
yeah, I'm not into indie rock.
Really?
Not into indie rock.
Not into indie rock.
No.
I heard that. Okay. LA Metro released its list of lost and found items for 2025. Two of them that really stuck out of my brain: a 55-inch TV and lost and found a prosthetic leg.
Now, I can understand a prosthetic leg, but why would somebody leave a 55-inch TV screen?
A working 55-inch.
A working one?
Yeah, it works.
This is where, on a bus or a train?
LA Metro.
LA Metro. Okay.
So that would be most likely the train, I think. But how do you leave your prosthetic leg behind?
The blue
line?
line?
Yeah.
Oh,
how do you leave your prosthetic leg behind?
No, you could do that. You could do that. You could be drunk or you might have taken it off.
How are you getting home? How are you getting off the line?
I don't know. You drunk, B?
Crawling?
You might have a prosthetic leg and on a wheelchair. You just took it off.
That's true.
You just took it off because you just wanted to rest your leg.
Waking up in weird places or like not knowing. Imagine waking up and you're like, oh, where's my prosthetic leg?
But I just need to know, what line was it? Was it the blue line? Was it the Culver City line? Like, I need to know. How you leave a 55-inch working television?
Line. I was reading it earlier. Blue line.
It had to be the blue line.
Yeah.
Because you're not leaving that in the Culver City line. They making sure they're leaving with that Culver City in the Culver City line.
Culver City is where all the radio stations are located.
Well,
that's why you can't leave anything.
Yeah, that's where all the radio stations, sets of TV shows have been.
Right. Don't let media people get anything. They'll take whatever. I saw a guy eating out the trash can one time.
Damn.
And he'd be in the game for like 35 years. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, there's cookies in there.
Yeah. It's nasty work.
That's the show business. That's the dirty side of show business. A badger was found in a Madera, California high school storage closet. Something or nothing.
Okay.
That's dangerous. That's a bad prank, bro. Have you ever seen a badger in real life?
No.
Nasty. So I was at the University of Wisconsin. Oddly enough, Wisconsin is now
Wisconsin Badgers, of course.
They used to have Bucky the Badger, an actual badger on campus in a cage. Even when I say a cage, an encampment. But the badgers are just their attitude and their fortitude. They're just so nasty that the badger, just as people would walk by, would just, and they said it was cruel for the badger because he couldn't contain himself just by passerbys. Not people like antagonizing him, just the sheer presence of someone antagonized the badger all the time. So they had to like go put it out at the zoo or something like that.
Dang.
Badgers are nasty.
I hear.
Whew. Never seen one though in real life, so I wouldn't know. New evidence has emerged that Donald Trump is a time traveler. So they've looked at this. Look, hold up. There is a Prussian fresco.
A Prussian
fresco from 1923 that has the words Trump, and there is a likeness and image of Donald Trump on that Prussian fresco from 1923. Something or nothing?
Nothing.
So you're not convinced that the United States president is a time traveler?
No.
That the leader of the free world could possibly have technology that we don't know about that could transport he or her to a different era?
He's too portly.
It's really simple. Time travel is very simple. Well, the formula is very simple. If you can move faster than the speed of light, you can time travel. The only thing is there's nothing faster in the universe than the speed of light.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I took some astronomy classes. 2 years of astronomy. That's what I got from it.
Look at that.
E equals MC squared. It has something to do with black holes, and they can't escape. The light can only get up to a certain point. Yeah. It's Einstein's birthday today, by the way. So
word?
would have been his birthday. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to let you know. Do you want to know some other cool birthdays? Because I got some for you.
Who's born on March 14th? Shout out to my cousin's birthday was yesterday, Joel.
Okay, we talked about Steph Curry earlier.
He's
38.
50. Oh, Steph turned 38 today?
38 today.
Yo.
One of my all-time favorites, Simone Biles.
Okay.
29.
Okay. Shout out to
We talked about this guy last week.
Oh, LJ?
LJ.
He's like 60 now?
57.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I only break out the LJ for big moments.
Love LJ.
You didn't get fouled. I got fouled.
Grandma.
LJ.
Grandmama.
Olivia Dean's 27 today, too. I don't know everybody loves Olivia Dean. Quincy Jones had his birthday today in 1933. And Kirby Puckett, 1960.
Damn, Quincy would have been 93?
Quincy would have been, 83.
83.
1933. Okay.
No, 93.
Okay, I'm not a math major.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
I don't do math. Okay, I'm sorry. Break out the LJ. Are you breaking out the LJ?
No.
If the Knicks make it to the finals, are you going to break out the LJ?
No. The LJ only comes on when somebody gets fouled shooting a three and you hit it.
Was that that's not the only time you ever broke out the LJ, was it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
did he break out the LJ when he dunked on the Hornets? He might have done that.
I thought he said he only breaks it out for very special moments.
I think he broke it out. I only remember witnessing when he hit the three in game 3 against Indiana in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think he might have broken it out in 97 again. When he dunked on the whole Charlotte Hornets team, because that was a little revenge.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted revenge on them.
I just don't understand the sales pitch. So he's a deep in the heart of Texas guy.
Yeah, man.
Big, strong guy. The guys at Nike go to him and go, we got an idea for you.
No, it wasn't Nike. It was Cons.
Oh, Cons. We got an idea for you.
No, I heard the story about this.
Okay, break it down, because I want to know how a man became a cross-dresser.
It was supposed
How did it become Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, it was him and somebody else. I don't know if it was a superstar and athlete that were coming through the commercial, and they agreed upon doing it, the whole nine and everything. And then what the plan was, they all were supposed to wear clothing, but it wasn't supposed to be like him playing a woman's character. And all of a sudden, the person that was the other athlete or superstar that was supposed to do the commercial decided not to do it. And then they only had one piece of costume available. And they were like, change your plans. You're going to be the one that's wearing the outfit.
Oh, okay.
And that changed everything. Yeah. So he didn't know what was going on. He thought he was just going there. Somebody else was going to play the character, and he was just going to be regular Larry Johnson. And then all of a sudden, they changed that on him.
So he was Miss Doubtfire before Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes, sir.
So he got the nickname Grandmama. Grandmama, a dunking grandmother. Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural with Hollywood. They always like to put, for some reason, black men in drag.
Okay. 2 quick things. The Southern drawl has been, by linguists, found the sexiest accent in the USA. Turns the most people on.
Southern charm, Southern drawl.
Times like these, I wish I had a Southern drawl. This Michigan-Wisconsin game is unbelievable, by the way.
Hey, man, that might be the player of the year right there, number 23 for Michigan.
They're trading 3-pointers. Michigan just went up by 3 with 0.3 seconds left. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they won.
And a man in Spain that was raised by wolves till he was 12 years old. He is now 72. He says human life is disappointing. Something or nothing.
He's disappointing.
That's what I'd say too. This Michigan-Wisconsin game is not disappointing. Huge shot right there. Michigan nailing that 3 with 0.3 seconds left. Looks like they are going to survive and advance to the final of the Big Ten championship game. We'll be back with that and more next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Do you have the fever? Well, if you have the fever, the road to the World Baseball Classic Championship is heating up. Watch Team USA take on Team DR in an epic semifinal showdown March 15th at Lone Depot Park. Don't miss Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber go head-to-head with Sandy Alcantara, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Juan Soto. Who will earn a spot in the highly anticipated championship game? Be there to see who makes it to the end. Get your tickets now. Marlins.com/WBC. Madness this time of the year, I'm telling you. We've got the World Baseball Classic going on. We've got all types of college basketball happening today. College baseball's in full swing. Inter Miami back in action tonight. It's a good time to be alive here in South Florida. The rain seems to be going away. I got rained on a lot this week, Vlad.
Dude, it was raining. It was hard this morning, bro.
I had to do a lot of walking yesterday. And it was like, when I say had to, I don't mean like, oh, I was supposed to do. No, like I literally had things I needed to do that involved walking, and I got it. Luckily, I had some rainproof shoes from North Face and a umbrella. That was all I had.
The other thing is when leaving the stadium, Lone Depot last night, I was like, oh, damn, it was raining?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude, when you're in the stadium and there's so much noise, you're not and it's dark, you're not seeing the rain or anything like that. It's when you're about to leave the stadium, you're like, dang it, it's pouring out here.
Ooh, that's not good.
Nah.
Not good.
You don't want to be pouring rain, hot, humid, nasty. Nasty work.
At least you're inside for the game. That's what's important.
Absolutely.
We've got more today, right now, actually.
Yes, first pitch happened. It's happening in like 2 minutes.
Our Banditos taking our Paisans.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico versus
Italy.
And then tonight, 9 o'clock, because they want to get that Big East Championship game in on Fox. You get Venezuela
versus Japan.
Ronald Acuna Jr. taking on Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. is with Venezuela.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, okay. I'm trying to figure out who else is on that Venezuelan team. They got some good players.
Oh, they do have some good players. Look, all these teams have some pretty darn good players, man. I've really enjoyed these baseball games. And the Miami Heat, big one. Orlando Magic. Tonight, 8 o'clock, 6:45 pregame. Alejandro Solana, Tommy Tighe, Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert on the call. Then postgame, Tommy Tighe and Alejandro Solana. They're going to be getting ready for that in just a short bit. Big game. See if the Heat can keep that good mojo going, as the Orlando Magic also trying to keep their mojo going, because both teams playing very well right now, which is the time of the year that you want to be playing very well right now.
One team has a 7-game winning streak. The Heat, one team has a 6-game winning streak.
Something has to give.
Something has to give.
As they say, or as people say. It's hard to believe the Pistons, as we said, they were falling on hard times. They're still 5 games up on the Celtics.
I mean,
first in the East.
They played very well in the first 2/3 of the season, and probably either catching up on them right now. Boston's also having to deal with the fact that they just implemented Jason Tatum back into the team, so that's going to take a little bit of getting used to.
It does, yeah. And for people that like, no, they played before. It's not that easy.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Man, the Knicks up and down. Cleveland's trying to gel together with James Harden. Everybody's trying to make that last stretch. There's only 14, 16 games left in the season.
Barring any type of crazy injury or something, you have to feel as though it's everyone chasing the Thunder out of the West.
I think teams can beat the Thunder.
In a 7-game series, the only team that's giving them fits.
Now here's the thing:
Spurs, who are on second seed.
Okay, Spurs. You're talking about the Nuggets the Nuggets
7-game series.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the Thunder.
What problem?
No, they have a problem. They're not indestructible. It's not like they're not reminding you of the Warriors in their heyday or the Bulls in their 2 3-peat runs.
52-15 on a 7-game win streak.
Okay, that's cool.
9 out of the last 10.
But remember how they started off the season? Everybody thought they were going to break the record, and then you see that, you could put blood in their mouth. It's cool.
Are people upset about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record?
They're upset a lot with the things that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Why do people hate SGA so much?
Because he's a foul baiter.
Not as bad as James Harden was in his heyday.
He's not. The fact that he's not hated like James Harden, because Harden he's a polarizing figure as well. But Shai's very nice and everything like that. But if you look at Shea's game, he knows how to bait the referees into calling fouls when no contact or minimal contact has happened to him. But yeah,
come to that day and age where free throws shouldn't count. Bam Adebayo scoring 83 shouldn't count because there's too many free throws. SGA breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record of consecutive 20-point games or more shouldn't count.
Yeah.
Counted for Kobe, it counted for Wilt, it counted for everybody within the old back in the day, but today, nah. Rules shouldn't count. Okay.
So yeah, that's what
I still like the Thunder. I still think they're so solid.
I don't know. Reason why I don't think the Thunder will win it this year is because the fact that their second best player hasn't played most of the season.
That is true.
So yes, he can come back in, but he still got to get a rhythm with this team. I just want to see how good he's going to be. He played. Think about it. He missed the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, maybe 5 weeks of the season. Came back, played a little bit. Still dealing with the injury, and then re-injured again, and he's missed quite a few games. He might have almost missed 40 games so far this season. So we'll see.
RVA Richie put in the you can jump in the YouTube and Twitch. Also 305-567-0560. RVA Richie put drinking for Dan, vaping for Vlad. Okay.
Here's the other reason why that 9 p.m. game for Japan.
Yes.
9 p.m. start time here. It'll be 11 o'clock in the morning in Japan.
Now that makes a lot of sense. Because that is a big viewing public right there. So remember last year, the numbers on the Japan USA not last year, a couple of years ago for the World Baseball Classic.
2023, yeah.
It seemed like the whole country, they showed the numbers, the whole country of Japan watched that game.
Right, because it's a morning game for them.
Yeah.
They probably took the day off.
That is a good. Now that it's all making sense now. It's all
because it'll be 11 a.m. Sunday.
That's
time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now, okay, that makes a little more sense. Or it paints the picture, the full picture.
If you're having a World Baseball Classic, there's one superstar that everybody. Well, there's a number of superstars, but there's one guy that his name is on the marquee above everybody else.
Oh yeah,
and that's Shohei.
It should be for the world too.
So.
Okay, cool. Let's run through some quick headlines so we can get you caught up. The Hurricanes basketball team did fall to Virginia, 84-62 ACC semifinals. Cavaliers will play Duke tonight in the ACC championship game, 8:30. Definitely going to try to keep an eye on that one, see what's going on. The Dolphins, they signed long snapper Tucker Addington, punter Steve Vernon, and former Ravens pass rusher Dave Ojaba. Tucker Addison, that sounds like a very proper name. He's Tucker Addington.
So he's from Oxford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Panthers face the Seattle Kraken tomorrow at 8.
What is the meaning?
Canes baseball team, they could only muster 2 hits in a 4-0 loss to Duke.
Tough.
To play again today at 4. Back on the mound, guys. Let's go. So Canes baseball team hit a little rough patch. This is not the point of the year where you want to get in a rough patch because you're playing your best competition. That's probably the reason why. Started off pretty darn good. Let's see if they can't. They pulled themselves out of it last year towards the end, but, hopefully they don't dig themselves too deep of a hole. Canes football team, they're over-under for wins next season, 10.5.
Okay.
That's pretty darn good. 11.5 Notre Dame, Texas Tech, and then also at 10.5 Indiana and Oregon. So elite territory right there for our Miami Hurricanes. I know a lot of people are super stoked about that. The Marlins did defeat the Nationals today 4-1 in spring training baseball. I don't think anybody's keeping score, or at least most of you aren't. The Marlins are 8-11 in spring training baseball, while the Nationals are 12-6. Just the facts, just letting you know.
Okay.
Inter Miami, they played that scoreless tie to Nashville SC CONCACAF Champions Cup earlier this week. Second leg going to be Wednesday at 7. Vlad will be there. So the Herons need to get some goals and win that game so they can advance, because that is one of their goals of the season, is to win the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They also continue on in MLS tonight. Charlotte, 7:30. Luis Suarez going to get some run.
That'll be good.
That'll be fun.
That'll be interesting to see.
He's my second favorite now. Inter Miami player. Rodrigo DePaul is my favorite now.
Okay.
I love Rodrigo DePaul.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to convince me.
No, I was just trying to think of some things. No. I mean, I know Suarez is El Pistolero. I can't remember what Rodrigo DePaul is. He's my favorite player. I mean, come on, man.
You don't even know his nickname. Go ahead.
No, I've been having problems, bro. I remember earlier today, I forgot the name of Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was Pro Player Park.
big mistake.
I've had a lot going on lately, man. I've had a lot going on. What can I say? El Motorcito.
The motorcycle?
No, the motor.
The
The
motor.
little motor. Little motor.
Okay.
It's like Lil Wayne. Same thing.
I don't want somebody calling me the little motor.
Well, okay. Maybe it's his nickname his wife
Nothing
gave him.
little about my motor. Come on now.
Okay. USA baseball team did defeat Canada 5-3. They advanced to semifinals. This is going to be a big bash.
Who's pitching tomorrow? Does anybody know?
Let's see. So Webb pitched yesterday. Is Tarek Skubal still?
No,
with
he
the team?
gone. He gone.
Then it's Paul Skeens. It's got to be. That's how the rotation was working.
So then who's pitching Tuesday night?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Because by the way, if you pitch in tomorrow night and you win, there's no way you're pitching on Tuesday.
No, because you had the pitch restriction.
Not only the pitch restrictions, your baseball club will tell you, no, you're done.
Yeah, you don't want to get hurt like Matthew Tkachuk did in the Four Nations face-off. Still won Stanley Cup. So, yeah.
And I know that they
although
did.
it didn't cost us this year.
They done. They did different stuff. I know they readjusted the rosters after the pool play to the quarterfinals.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I've
Clark
seen-
Kershaw, I think, was done. They let him go.
Yeah, I've not seen him. Yeah. Heat winners of 7 in a row take on the Magic at 8. Winner will hold sole possession of 5th place in the East. Norman Powell, Tyler Hero, we talked about this. Available, but Andrew Wiggins not available. Hey, just keep winning. Doesn't matter who's available, just win. Miami Open, the tennis tournament, it opens tomorrow. Concludes March 29th. Venus Williams will be competing as a wild card. So that's going to be some cool stuff. I know a lot of people in South Florida, that's their favorite event in the sports world.
It's at a perfect time. You're talking about spring break is happening. The weather's turning better. Crazy enough, because the weather never turns bad out
No,
here.
no, very bad.
But the weather is nice. You really get the last feel of spring. And this is the last break before you really charge up through the last 2 months of whether you're at school or traveling, whatever. So yeah, this is a great time to come down. There's always stuff happening down here in March in the area to coincide with the tennis tournament as well.
Yes. Spring break. I was in South Beach this week. I did not notice anything different. Of course, it was like at 11 o'clock in the morning, but still.
Yeah, South Beach is spring breakers have hit. If you checked out the Oni and Dade page, you'll see spring breakers going out.
They're out in South Beach and then
or Wynwood.
Las Olas.
Yeah,
Okay,
Wynwood. Wynwood, they were out because when I was heading back from the game, I went through Wynwood and yeah.
And Ultra is coming in 2 weeks too.
And Ultra is coming very short.
They say the traffic for Ultra is murderous. I was going to say a different word.
It's not even worth it.
Like one time I called Brendan Tobin, who's on the midday show here for
Tobin and Leroy
43 FM WQAM. And I was talking to him on like a Sunday or something, and he just sounded dead. And I was like, what? He's like, I went to the Heat game last night. I was like, okay, I mean, it was a Heat game. He's like, there was ultra traffic getting out of the game. And I was like, oh man, that must have sucked. He's like, dude, I wasted my life sitting in that traffic. And I was like, it was that bad.
Yeah, because you're not getting out of anywhere because everybody doesn't know. You're talking about a lot of people you're talking about people coming from different places in the world that don't really know how to maneuver out of Bayside.
It's in Bayfront Park.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know how to maneuver out of Bayside. And then you have a big event like Ultra. And then you also have a Heat game where that's probably another 15 to 16,000 people. Yeah, it's going to be a cluster, you know?
Yeah, and that area already is kind of nasty.
And it's already nasty already is because of the way they have everything.
It's just downtown Miami. It's a downtown
located.
metro area. Like there's not a lot of downtown metro major areas that aren't somewhat congested.
Fam, the way things are now, obviously with the world, do you really want to spend money to try to find parking? And they're gonna raise up prices for Uber and Lyft and all of that. Yeah, especially at this time, they know that's a key.
Yeah, because you can't drive home after Ultra.
Nah, not if you're rolling or whatever, molly it up or drunk or whatever.
Or whatever the kids do nowadays.
Whatever drugs these kids are doing now. Yeah, you don't want to be driving there. So yeah, it's gonna be a great day for people who are
in that industry.
Uber drivers.
Kudos to them. Man.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
The water is gonna be like $8. And
they got to drink it though, man.
But please don't make love. Don't make love to the trees. Like I don't want to see that, bro.
Trees need
Stop
love
making
too.
out love.
Trees
Yeah.
need love too.
Stop making out with the trees. Not worth it.
Not worth it in the long run for you, I'd guarantee. UFC, they're going to give away 85,000 free tickets to their June 14th event at the White House. So that's going to be a spectacle.
Okay.
NWSL opened their season this week. So we're kind of keeping an eye on everything going on with the National Women's Soccer League team, which, if you remember, David Beckham made a promise to Victoria Beckham that he would get a woman's side of Inter Miami one day.
I promise you, Posh.
That's a promise. Can't break your promises.
Not to her.
No. I've seen her in person.
Victoria's beautiful.
Great person.
You know I love them because they named one of their children after my favorite place in the world.
Romeo?
Brooklyn.
Oh, his name's Brooklyn? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They named one of the child after Brooklyn.
That's cool. The BK. Is it the BK?
Of course, the BK. There's
Okay.
only one BK.
I think, Beyonce Knowles.
She's a queen bee.
But I've heard that. But BK, isn't there a rap from Jay-Z? Is he talking about Brooklyn or is he talking about Beyonce
Brooklyn.
Knowles? Or is he talking about both? Or is he cleverly using
He's
the
wrong.
wordplay?
It's
Hey.
It's Hove. Clever.
Sean Carter.
It's Hove. Clever comes automatic.
All right, let's be clever right now and take a step into the day spa. I sent you an email earlier today, Vlad.
Oh, boobies?
Oh, senor, yes. I was going to say some other Cuban words, but no, yes, senor. Summer Robert. I know some people like to play along at home. Summer Robert claims to have Britain's largest breasts. She says she is proud of her R as in romaine lettuce cups. R cups. She's proud of her R cups.
She got R's?
R's. Do the math. She says she's proud to have R cups, not O-U-R, but the letter R cups, and positive body image of herself. But she says other women claim she's just an attention seeker.
I mean, she's got ample.
Is she? Is that
Ample.
attention?
Ample cleavage. So it's either you're gonna embrace it or you're gonna hate. This is what I mean. It's no different. People are gonna hate.
She has a positive body image.
Good for her. She's happy with it. She's good.
And if it just so gets some clicks,
It's gonna get clicks. Definitely getting clicks.
why we gotta pull? Yeah, I like your idea. Good for her. Why we gotta pull each other down? Metaphorically speaking. Why?
It does look like her breasts are bigger than her, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Mom's got a wheelbarrow.
Jeez.
Okay. So positive body image.
Yo, she's sitting on the table. It's just on the table.
Put them out there.
No, like she's not even just like she can't even sit on the table. Like 2 Big Macs are here, man.
I know you'd appreciate that email.
All right.
Like I think I'm not too busy at work. All work, no play.
Jeez.
Messes up Dan Day.
All right, well, if you're proud, Miss Robert, continue being happy.
Do your thing, girl. I would say, if put them away, but you can't put away ours. Some things you just can't put away, Vlad. It's like the elephant in the room. Let's talk about this Miami Hurricanes basketball team next. They're on quite the run. Jay Lucas, we're going to give him his flowers next. We're going to talk about that here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Madness is here. We just saw Vanderbilt destroy a Florida team that we thought was indestructible as of 2
I like
hours
these losses.
ago.
Hood. I kind of like these losses for the teams that I think are indestructible. So let them know that you're not indestructible.
A lot of people would say that's a wake-up call. for
Yeah,
these
like
teams.
they were feeling them. So remember, they struggled early. I don't know if they were just still living off last year's national title. And then it took them a little bit to get their act together, and they got their act together, and they were the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament. But yeah, this is an upsetting loss. I don't know where Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt would have been an at-large team, but they win the automatic. That's definitely taking somebody out. Somebody who's a bubble team.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do the Miami Hurricanes figure into this? I know a lot of people going into this ACC tournament were like, Miami's in trouble. They had lost to Louisville in the final regular season game of the year. And you and I weren't so worried, Vlad, because we were in there working the game. And we said, man, just Louisville shot at such an unbelievable percentage in that game. For them to be able to repeat that over and over and over again against the same team is going to be tough. Sure enough, Miami Hurricanes go in there and take care of business against Louisville in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. Then last night, I was hoping they could get a revenge win against Virginia, because remember, they went up to Virginia, took a very tough loss in a game that they were ahead at some points. And he thought maybe, just maybe, a matchup between Miami and Duke tonight. That would be so fun. Unfortunately, it was not in the cards. Virginia, the better team, but this Miami team, my goodness, they have been really, really good this year. And no matter where they're seated in this NCAA tournament, you have to be super proud of what Jay Lucas and this team has been able to do.
It's a great first season for Jay Lucas.
I would say it's an unbelievable first season.
The fact that the team did not make the tournament last season.
They didn't make the ACC tournament last year.
And the tournament.
Oh, so that's usually, that's how it works.
If you didn't make the ACC, probably was a good chance you didn't make the NCAA tournament. So the fact that they made the ACC tournament, they got to the semifinals, they were a 3 seed in the tournament. They had the double bye, and unfortunately, they didn't really show themselves against Virginia. But that's a hell of a Virginia team. Relax. Find out tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. Well, sometime after 6. Find out where you'll be heading, where location you be heading, and what your seed will be.
Another interesting part of this madness, you might remember earlier in the year in the SEC ACC Challenge, Miami took care of one Ole Miss Rebels. The Ole Miss Rebels are a 15 seed in the SEC tournament. They're 15-19, and they have made it to the semifinals. They play Arkansas today in just a couple of minutes. If they advance, they would play number 22 Vanderbilt in the final tomorrow. If Ole Miss wins the SEC tournament and gets the automatic bid, that could mess up a lot of things for a lot of teams. Although it would help Miami's resume, oddly enough.
That's why you gotta love March Madness.
I do love it, man. UConn and St. John's at 6:30. St. John's has been playing better towards the end of the season.
I mean, you have UCLA who beat Michigan State.
That was crazy.
Arkansas now is considered the favorite to win the SEC tournament.
That's crazy. Although John Calipari always does a good job.
At least the Big 12 tournament ended the way it should be. It's going to have Arizona versus Houston.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a cool matchup at 6 o'clock tonight.
So I don't know if Houston wins, are they a 1 seed? If Arizona wins, I think this is a battle of who's going to be a number 1 seed in the tournament. And then you got Duke, Virginia. Duke is a 1 seed no matter what. They're the overall, right? They might be the overall number 1 seed if they win tonight. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think we have anything to worry about the Miami Hurricanes. I think they're in. It's just to see what seeding will they get. Will they get a top 8 or a lower 8 seeding, or 8, 9 to 16?
I think they're in that range.
I think they're 8, and I think they're an 8-9 seed. That's what I really think. So I think they're going to face a good team, a program that we know about. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a Miami versus Michigan State, or a Miami versus a UCLA to start off the tournament, and then they play the 1 seed. I have a feeling they're gonna put them in Florida's region, bro. I think they're gonna be in Florida's region.
Not bad. Indulge me a little bit. The SWAC tournament final tonight at 7:30 from the Bluff. The Southern Jaguars take on Prairie View A&M.
I don't know.
Man.
Not one player or person in either programs.
You don't know who Ben Jobe is?
Who?
Okay, no Ben Jobe. Legend. Run and gun. Southern University.
Okay.
SWAC.
Sorry.
They're favored by 2.5 tonight. So if you're betting tonight, Vlad, and you get a little crazy.
Well, you know I'm betting.
I'm telling you right now, Southern's got this. 2.5.
You know I'm betting.
Go Jags. I had a lot of friends that went to Southern. Said it was a hell of a fun school. I said, how was the education? They go, hell of a fun school.
Education.
Hell of a fun school. So, okay, man, well, that says everything I need to know. But, man, they got some fun. These college basketball games are fun. And this Miami Hurricanes team has been fun to watch all year long. We get to see them play in at least one more game this year. That is super cool. And fun.
And I think what's great is that the Canes have been playing great basketball, and the Miami Heat have been playing some really good basketball over the last 2-3 weeks. So getting you basketball ready.
Yeah, isn't that
getting
crazy?
you basketball ready. Seeing the Canes, hopefully they can have a long run in the tournament and see if the Heat can continue this winning streak, because they got some games, buddy. They got some games that are coming up in that schedule. They have to take a road trip to Cleveland for 2 games. They got Charlotte this week. They got the Lakers next week.
Yeah,
and then they got to go to Houston right after that. So, yeah, they've got some tough games tonight against Orlando, Charlotte Hornets on Tuesday, Lakers Thursday, I believe Houston Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they return for the Spurs on Monday. The Monday, which would be I'm gonna say the 23rd. Yeah, they'll be back for the 23rd against the Spurs.
But remember that one day we came on and we were in the doldrums. I was like, let's start the show off with all the positivity. And it lasted about 3 seconds. And then we got into all the negativity and everybody was losing. Well, now we're kind of riding the high right now. We're not so low. We're not feeling too bad about ourselves. But yeah, the Heat do have a tougher stretch ahead of them. This is one of the tough stretches. Man, this is a really tough stretch. Orlando, Charlotte, LA Lakers, Rockets, Spurs, Cavaliers. And then you get the Pacers.
That's a tough. Was that 6 games?
Yes.
If you include tonight's game, that's a tough
7 games.
Oh, it's a 7 game. That's a tough 7-game stretch, bro.
That is a tough.
You're not including the Pacers, right?
No, I'm not including the Pacers. They're not part of that stretch.
Yeah. So that's what? Orlando, Charlotte, Lakers, Houston, San Antonio, 2 games on the road against Cleveland.
Yeah, and those are on the road against Cleveland. A Wednesday and a Friday. So yeah, you're going to be well traveled and well tested after that. You can come out 7 games,
5-2.
If you come out 5-2, you're golden.
4-3.
4-3, you're okay.
3-4.
I'm starting to worry a little bit, because it's meaning that you're not playing up to your competition, or you're not as good as your competition.
I mean, you're hoping in split against Cleveland.
Yep.
Win the home games against the Lakers and the Spurs. You got to beat Charlotte.
You got to win tonight.
You got to win tonight in Charlotte.
Yep.
Because you lose tonight, Orlando's got you. They already got you already.
But they really got you.
They really, really got you. They got the tiebreaker over you. But if you win tonight, at least you're 1 full game ahead of them. So you can, as long as you keep on winning, you can play keep away against them. They beat you tonight, they're going to have the 1 game advantage on you, and they got the tiebreak. So it's really, they got that
good mojo rolling. We're going to get a Heat win tonight. We've got the Miami Hurricanes tomorrow, finding out where they're going to fall in the big March Madness tournament. And we're just going to feel all right, man. And we're about to close out the show and feel all right. We got 4 hours for you tomorrow, too, so buckle up. But final segment of the show next here on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Wrapping it up on a Saturday, which is what you should always do. We getting ready for a lot of great things happening tonight. Miami Heat will be on your airwaves starting at 6:45 with preview with Alejandro Solana. 8 o'clock is tip between the Heat and the Magic. Inter Miami in action, 7:30 up in the Queen City of Charlotte. Messi looking for his 900th goal. Duke and Miami playing in the ACC tournament final. Oh, wait, never mind. Virginia. Duke, Virginia.
What was I saying?
Duke, Virginia.
You fall on your head again?
Well, I can only wish. But that's going to be an 8:30 tip-off. We've got Venezuela.
Japan
at 9, but right now, Puerto Rico versus
Puerto
Italia.
Rico's getting ass kicked.
Oh, man. Got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, they're getting ass kicked. I think they're down 4-1 right now.
I didn't know the game even started yet.
Yeah. Started at 3 p.m.
So they're trying to start early.
Yeah. It's 4. Yeah, they're down 4-1. But Puerto Rico has a man on first and second with one out.
Mr. Positivity right there. Tyler Hero going to be playing tonight?
Tyler
Most
Hero,
likely.
Norm Powell are able to play tonight. I don't know if they are
available,
but they are available to play tonight.
Use your words, coach. And then Andrew Wiggins will not be suiting up.
No, Wiggy will not be playing.
Wiggins will not be suiting up. Canes baseball team. I know you got your hardcore fans. I love college baseball. 4 o'clock today. They are playing against Duke. They need to get that series evened up and start making some moves in the ACC. Panthers are off tonight. Seattle Kraken tomorrow night at 8 o'clock right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. And the Miami Tennis Open opens tomorrow with some preliminary play. And then it'll conclude March 29th, which remember, March 27th is when the Marlins open their season under the lights, as they say, at 7:10 with Sandy Alcantara most likely taking the mound.
I wonder if he's pitching tomorrow against Team USA.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
Poor Sandy. Sandy's been pretty much in Miami the whole time, playing in his home ballpark.
I don't blame him. I'm happy.
I wonder if he's sleeping in his home, or is he
it.
got to go to the hotel with his?
Staying at home.
He's staying at home.
Yeah.
And then he's got to. Then after this week, he's got to go head back to Roger Dean Stadium.
He's going back up north.
He's going to back up north.
I think it's a pretty good life right there. It's a life I like to live. Hey, man, staying here in South Florida. Look, I don't even know if I'm taking. I mean, I guess I got to go back and see Big Lynn every once in a while, but like, I don't know if I'm taking a vacation for a long time, man.
Oh, we got the bases loaded here.
All right, so the Banditos putting up a little bit of fight. I like it.
I got the Banditos -1.5, so I need them to fight.
You do need some fight from those guys, or else they're going to be prying money out of your wallet. That's okay. So, yeah, okay, we got a lot of good things going on. So this Heat game really big tonight. We discussed that. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be on from noon to 4. I know the college selection show, I think that comes on like 6 or 7 after all the tournaments are finished. It's going to be a lot of madness between here and there. And just a whole lot going on. We're going to try to have Daniel Solana on tomorrow to kind of sort out what's going on with Inter Miami. You know, their CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're in the second leg of an aggregate. And he's also going to just tell us about what went on tonight. What went on tonight as they play Charlotte. Try to keep moving up in the MLS because this Inter Miami team is on paper the best team that they've ever had. And that's saying a lot from a team that's won a Leagues Cup and also won the MLS Cup this past season. So we're getting ready for it all. And we got a little afternoon coming up right here in South Florida. I don't know, Vlad, do you have anything planned? Anything exciting? Anything that's going to be cool? Are you just
still debating on whether to go see the Japan versus Venezuela game?
That's fun.
It's fun, but
it's 9 o'clock at night.
9 o'clock at night, and we got to come back on tomorrow. And I definitely going to Team USA versus Dominican Republic.
That's a lot of back and forth.
There's a lot of back and forth, and then I got to be back here Monday morning to do Tobin and Lieber. So yeah, it's up in the air, but I'm definitely going to be enjoying a lot of the competition, the sporting events that's happening tonight. Heat Orlando is going to be a big game that I definitely want to watch.
Yeah, that's one. Whew, this is one of those ones that you kind of like, once again, like I said, it's a litmus test. Like, are we really where we think we are? Or are we kind of just playing around and we'd had a little hot streak? Because you win tonight, then you're really kind of figure you are where you think you should be in this NBA season for the Miami Heat, especially against an Orlando team that has had our number all season long. Try to make it happen. I'm going to stick around work for a little bit. I got a lot of work to do, not just with the radio station, but behind the scenes. So I'll be here for a while, actually, at the radio station. And then I'm gonna take a shower and go see Giuseppe. Nathan's working the World Baseball Classic, so he's.
I should have seen him yesterday, man. I should have went by and tried to see him.
You said it was packed to the gills.
I mean, it was packed, but I still could go see my boy.
I guess you could reach out to him a little bit.
Like, I'm still gonna go out to see my boy, man.
I just figure you just wander around.
No, bro, I got there early. It was great. And the entrance was weird though. You know how we go through the media gate,
mm-hmm.
And then usually you cut through the media gate. There's like a stage. They had everything sealed off, so I had to get in with the patrons.
Okay.
Got inside and then took my media. Thank God I had my media credential. And then I had to get back to the media gate, like the media entrance.
Man.
So I had to go. Yeah, I had to do the reverse in order to get my media.
And the final is going to be on St. Patrick's Day.
I'm not. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go because there's a Panther game that night.
Okay. There's a lot going on St. Patrick's Day, so that should be a very exciting day, much less just being St. Patrick's Day, which is always a party all across this great country.
It's 4-2 now.
Okay.
Italia leads.
They put up a little fight.
Puerto Rico.
You take an early.
Bases are still loaded.
Okay, take an early punch, get back at it. That's all. That's what I like to see.
A grand slam would help Vlad very much.
Yeah, the more the merrier, as they say.
Yes, sir.
All that. So, we got all that happening, and I was trying to think. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit around here. I'm gonna go hang out.
Yeah, you're gonna be chilling, man.
I'm trying to lay low right now in my life.
You do that.
My stomach's been upset. Lay low.
Eat.
Yeah. I've been trying to here and there every once in a while.
When a person tells you, yeah, that means no, they're not eating.
But by the time tomorrow comes around, there's going to be all types of madness going on because we've already seen some madness in March today as Vanderbilt defeated Florida, and Ole Miss, lo and behold, has given Arkansas a little run. It's 7-5. Ole Miss against Arkansas. It's early in the game, but yeah, at least you get the USA game tomorrow after work. That's going to be fun. That's going to be outside. That's going to be Dominican Republic and the United States. Oh my goodness. And Venezuela and Japan tonight. That's an interesting, fun game. See what Shohei Ohtani and the guys have against Ronald Acuna and the guys. And, just kind of try to figure it all out. And the Miami Heat, man, there is so much going on.
Well, it's a good time. Nobody could say that they're bored, and nobody could say that the teams that they root for down here locally are not making moves, making newsworthy news. They're making things happen. Hopefully, Panthers can continue their winning streak starting tomorrow against Seattle on the road. But the big one tonight is the Orlando Magic, the winners of 6 in a row, on the road, taking on your Miami Heat at Kaseya Center, Pat Riley Court, winners of 7 in a row.
Man, I cannot wait. That's going to be the heavyweight matchup of the night. And just imagine if the Panthers make some type of run and it goes down to the last game of the season. How crazy would that be? As a Panthers fan, and as a fan of the NHL, and as a fan of any other team in the league, knowing that the Panthers would be one win away from possibly being.
Here's the thing, right? You want your team to be able to defend their title.
That's all you
in
ask.
The postseason.
That's all you ask.
That's really what you really ask them. Like they're able to defend their title. Even you see what happened this regular season. We understand injuries. Just it wasn't their year. But if they somehow could pull off a miracle, and
which we've seen in professional and college sports,
and get to the postseason, then because then all of a sudden, all those guys that were missing throughout the year may be able to return, and if they return, give a jolt to the team. Who knows, bro? Who knows? But it's there. It's there for them to achieve.
We've seen crazy things in the sports world.
It's there for them to achieve. So
crazy
that's why they
things.
That's why they play the games.
That's why when you say, who wants to go to a Heat Wizards game on a Tuesday night with no one playing, what good could come of that? What fun am I going to have? See, Bam Adebayo score 83 points.
Mind you, how many people were probably saying, damn, that I gave away those tickets?
Yeah.
Man. All right.
I'm not wasting my time. Wish I would have wasted my time. You never know what's going to happen. That's why sports are so intriguing to so many people. And if you don't find it exciting and crazy, you just don't know.
That's on you.
It's like the U. If you don't,
it's a you thing.
It's a you thing. You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't know. And that's why we get up every morning very excited to come share it with you. And that's what we do every single day, all the time. He is at Vlad2070. I'm sorry. At Vlad2078 on social media. I am at Dan Day Radio. We're on all the outlets.
You turned me older, bro.
2078.
Yeah, you turn these 56.
We're on the YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. It's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
Yep. So you can always keep up with us there. And then you keep up with us tomorrow from noon to 4 right here on 104.3 FM, WQAM, and 560 AM.
Love our AM lovers.
We love you. And Vlad, we're going to do it again tomorrow. I hope you have a very good afternoon. For my cousin Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Later, fools.